We're suing for $1 billion, okay? I am so annoyed. Like, I'm suing for sure. We just totally copy Wendy every way. That's what plays in my head when we start saying like you mean it. And then the woo woo. Hi guys, welcome back to Just Trish. We're having casual Tuesdays here on Just Trish. I said just casual. Oscar got the memo.
I did. I have my Uggs on,
Jeans.
my Neopets shirt, jeans. I know this is very unlike me.
This is giving very like, what is it? Collegiate scholar on the weekend, like very Prince Harry on the weekend, very Princess Diana on the weekend. She would wear this outfit, the jeans with the sweater, the gamer girl.
It is very Princess Diana.
I love it. The jeans are great. They're very like 90s too. They can't see it, but it's very.
I mean, this is, I think, the outfit that I would probably have worn when I was like in 8th grade. So it is kind of giving that.
It's very nice. Yeah. I like it. I seriously had Moses cut like this like sweater for me, this Elvis sweater, and I had him like cut it so it was a nice big. It was gonna be like slouching off the shoulder. I was gonna wear little shorts and like tights and sneakers. It was gonna be a really cute thing. And then the wig became something else, and the hair was something else. It was a whole thing. And then I was going through we have like racks of pink clothes, and I had like Halloween costumes that I never wore, and I was going to sell them, but I'm like, why don't I wear them on the show first, and then have my mom patch them the next day? So if you want to buy, it's supposed to be Glinda the Good Witch, but it's kind of giving Gypsy Rose a little bit. It's giving Gypsy Rose goes to the movies with her mom and her boyfriend.
Like kind of ups the value, I think, if you market it that way.
Okay.
Tell your moms.
That's my cosplay, but then I get canceled for dressing as Gypsy Rose. Love Gypsy Rose. It's supposed to be Glinda. What did you think I was? You thought I was something. You didn't even know what I was supposed to be because you're like, what did you call it?
I thought we were gonna make up what kind of a fairy she is or something.
Oh, he's like, make up a fairy that you are. I was like, it's not a fairy. There's no wings.
Okay, but we're gonna make up like, she's the Oscar. She's the.
What's my fairy? Why Oscar for fairy? First of all,
Twinkle fairy.
A twinkle fairy. It's called, maybe Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
It's giving Kirstie Alley and Tooth Fairy.
Okay, yeah.
Anyways.
Love that.
So, I don't know, this became a thing, and then I felt a little ridiculous, and I was excited to show my daughter. I was like, oh, she's going to be so impressed, and she definitely wasn't. She definitely just wanted Cheez-Its that I was eating, and I was like, okay. So, she's just used to it, but
when we take her to Disneyland, she'll finally understand. She's like, there's more people like my mom.
That's true.
This is where my mom came from.
She won't even be impressed. She'll be like, I see this every day.
This is normal.
That's very true. Well, it's kind of like gender reveal, too. It's like, we're having a girl.
Oh, period.
I don't know. Yeah. But it's hot topics. And we're filming on a different day than we normally do, so it feels a little.
I know. Every time we're out of our routine, the vibes get a little chaotic, but that's fine. We'll surf the wave.
It's a little chaotic. It's Canada Free today. You were like rushing to post a TikTok about Queen Elizabeth. You said.
I know. It brought me back because there was like breaking news about how she died, which was like, is it really breaking? Like it's from 2022, but it took me back to like with Malibu and
Did you post about that on Entertainment Tonight?
I remember I was on vacation, and I specifically remember. It's like one of those historic moments, like you remember where you were when you found the news that you gave birth and that Queen Elizabeth died. Like I was in Hawaii, I was on vacation, and my friend texted me because they were jealous that I missed out, like I didn't have to like cover the breaking Queen Elizabeth news.
Oh, right, because it was crazy that day.
But then I remember just being on Twitter and everyone was like, Trisha Paytas' baby, Queen Elizabeth reincarnated.
It was trending #2 right underneath her. That was the most wild thing. Yeah. Like the Queen died after like 100 years, and then like I'm like up there with her trending. That was the most bizarre thing.
I'll never forget where I was. I was in the bathroom. I see it so vividly, like seeing all the tweets about you giving birth to Queen Elizabeth. Like that was history.
That was history. If I was actually giving birth at the time, like I wonder if I would have seen it. If I would have seen it, I probably would have like put Elizabeth as like the middle name. No, she had such a Malibu Barbie. I'm sorry, that would have worked out, but it would have been. Yeah, I don't know. That was weird. How those like rumors go so viral, or like how it's not even a rumor. It's just like a straight up like lie, and everyone just runs with it. That's what's scary about the world for sure.
I know, but it's like I'm so guilty of that because, like I said, any lie that's like a little fun and like makes me giggle, I'm like, I'll run with it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Sorry, Selena. But it's like, it makes me smile. So I'm like, that's fun.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. And like looking back now, I'm like, okay, it's kind of like fun and funny. And it, like we obviously.
But in the moment, I'm sure that feels some type of way.
Especially when like you're like my dad's texting me and everyone's calling, like, are you, and because I was known for trolling and like that was my year of like no drama and like really trying to be at peace and in my inner peace. I was like, oh no, people are gonna think I'm like trolling this and using my baby for this and views and whatever. And I just felt like immediately like, why? I was panicked. But now it's like funny, and I just hope it doesn't happen again. Like honestly, because it is sad too, like when someone dies and like that then it becomes like this joke. You know what I mean? Like people are already joking about Prince Charles, and I was just like, oh my God, don't even joke about that, because if it does happen, I will feel some type of way. I will feel like I'm cursing the royal family or something. So let's just not. I'm sure he'll live to be 20 more years to be 100. Like his.
I mean,
it's the most American thing that there is. You know, like the queen is the queen dies, and then in America the news is, oh, Trisha Paytas.
Oh, you think I'm the most American thing?
This thing that happened was the most American thing it could be. Like number 2 trending is you with the baby when they.
Okay, well, wow. Does he have me up? Miss Americana, right?
You were on the
I was on the Americana issue.
Yeah.
I did another photo shoot for a European magazine yesterday, and they had me in my McDonald's uniform with a Marilyn Monroe wig, and I was like, "This is." I'm like, their concept of like America is. I mean, I love it. I love that I'm like representing this. It was wild. It actually kind of came out kind of everything. Kind of was like cute. At first, I was like, but it kind of came out cute, and that magazine comes out at the end of February. It's another European. It's in print, so print queen. I'm literally just saying. Yes, everything. I feel
yes,
I'm
and.
like, yes, and. Do we even get into that? The thing is today I feel like there's some heavy topics, and I realized I was like, oh my God, like this will be clipped, and I'm like dressed like this. Like we're talking about the McBroom divorce. Okay. I'm gonna talk about Colleen's video because I'm just so sick of her. Okay. Like I honestly was like sick to my stomach about it. So I was like, but I just like, oh man. So I don't know. I didn't know where to go with it, but people will just say that's just Trish. I guess that's the just Trish. That's just Trish.
Literally,
like why is she wearing that? That's just Trish.
It's just Trish. Yeah.
So, anyways, to start out the show, shout out to our patrons today. Actually yesterday, your headshots were shipped out. So all the goodies for January were shipped out. The headshots, the Christmas card, the sticker, and what was the other thing I had? Oh, the cue cards. Those were sent out. But if you want to join for February, join by February 10th. This is our sticker of the month. Little Trish emoji. Praying hands. I think this is my Terry Jo dress.
That is your Terry Jo dress.
A little I love you, Jesus. This is so great. So if you're into praying and Jesus, these are the stickers for you, and you can only get them on our Patreon. It's our $50 headshot tier or our producer tier, and then our producers are going to get special Valentines in the mail. I'm going to do a little Valentine shoot for you. Did you see the Rhianna shoot with her pink lingerie?
You tweeted it.
And everyone, and the true story, Pop Crave tweeted it first. Now I got all these tags. It's like, this looks like Trisha Paytas. I was like, oh my God, thank you. That was literally, poor Rhianna. I felt so bad. I was like, oh my God, people really do. That makes me do feel bad sometimes. It's like, because I know people will, I don't even know her name, so I can't even insult her. There's like a drag queen, and and she's beautiful, of course, but she's like a lot larger than me. But people are like, you look more like this person. It's not anyone from the one season. It's like some season I don't know, and everyone tries to be like mean, and it's fine. Like she's like larger, but I'm like, okay, like she has a different body type, whatever. But I feel like, does that mean, I don't know, but it's more mean than I feel bad for Rhianna. People are like, oh, this looks like Trisha, and I was like, okay, that's kind of mean. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, like I tell you all the time, the face card that you carry is.
I mean, thank you, yes.
The limit is like pretty high.
When everyone said that, we had Sugar and Spice, and they were saying, oh, I just love your face. But as like a fat girl, that's just like the worst thing to hear sometimes. Like, you have a really pretty face, and you're just like, okay.
Oh my God.
No, but it's
a compliment. No, I know.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, it just stops there. There's nothing else.
But what about my body?
There's no qualifier.
I'm more than just my face.
Talk about your body too, but at that moment.
No one's ever said, wow, that body girl.
No, but most bodies are similar. Faces are so unique.
Yeah, and
like your face is so unique.
You can get on the Ozempic for whatever kind of body, but a face card like that.
Okay, yeah, I get that.
But whenever we're in public or anywhere or guests come in and stuff like that, I always look at your face and it's just like, there's nobody like you. Like nobody has a face that looks like
you. You are hyping me up. I'm like Miss America. I'm the face. I represent America. He's like, there's nothing more American than Trisha Paytas.
But we were just talking about the 23andMe. I mean,
yes, we're doing that. We got to do that. Have you done it?
I've never done it.
Okay, we should all do it if you want.
I don't know.
You're like submitting your DNA. I guess people are like, don't do that. You'll submit your DNA. But we got to do that. Wait, I didn't finish my shot. Patreon.com/justtrish. Not only you can do the higher tiers and get the goodies. We have the Valentines. We have the cue cards. We have the headshots. We have these stickers. But you can also do the lower tiers, which are crushing it too. Actually, I think we have more people on the lower tiers, which is everything. For $5 a month, you get 4 extra extended podcasts. I mean, they're literally like almost an hour long, and we talk about juicy stuff on there. Sometimes we just talk about nothing, but either way, it's something extra. So, and then if you, there's another tier where you can get 2 videos a week. So you get 8 videos a month, and it's for like $5 or $5 for 4 videos a month and $10 for, I don't know, I'm doing all the math for you, but you can just check it out. Patreon.com/justtrish. Thank you guys, by the way. The producers will be listed at the end because we actually have so many producers now. If I were to like list them all off, it would literally take 20 minutes. But we're so appreciative, and you guys truly are the sponsors. You keep this sponsor free here on YouTube, and I mean, not by choice, but we love it. And we thank you for it. So seriously, we appreciate it. Like Patreon is kind of is wild. Is that the right word, or out there? Or what is the word I'm trying to look for?
For what? For our content or for
our just what Patreon is? Patreon is
loose.
Should I have it here? Our Patreon is loose?
Like we let loose over there.
Oh, we let loose. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a loose Patreon. There's the cut of the Trisha sticker. Just put it on your face the whole time. So anytime it pans to you. So yeah, thank you. Patreon.com/just Trish. Oh my gosh, why can't I speak today? Patreon.com/just Trish. You subscribe to a lot of people on Patreon.
Only like 2.
Oh,
like
because you told me, you're like, oh, I follow people on there. I was like, do you?
I subscribe to Bob, the drag queen, and Monet Exchange.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, just the drag world. I love it.
And I don't know if you know AJ. She's the girl. She does like all the music like reactions, and she wears like the bandana, and she's always like dancing. You might have seen like her memes and stuff because she's like another meme kind of girl. But I subscribe to her too.
Oh, so there's 3 pages. Oh, but the drag queens are together.
Yeah, Bob and Monet are together, and then AJ. So those are my 2 right now.
What do they offer?
Bob and Monet, they do like a little bonus episode, kind of like we do.
Okay.
And then AJ, she just does like full uncensored, and then for YouTube, she'll upload it like maybe like half the length.
Oh,
yeah.
Smart. Be like, if you want to see the end of this
if
video.
If you want to see the full thing, yeah.
That's smart. That's like a little cliffhanger. I was subscribed to Jeff Wittick. I finally had to cancel it because it kept reminding me that I subscribed, and it's fine. Like I just don't. Anyways, but I do subscribe to Drew. We talked about Drew Monson, number one guest, and people. I tweeted pictures of it yesterday and like, oh my god, like let it go. Don't pressure him. But he keeps talking about it. I saw one in a good way.
Yeah.
He texted me actually. He's like, I hope you don't mind. I used you for clickbait for my Patreon talking about it. I was like, we used your thumbnail. He like did an analysis of your thumbnail, like how the face that you picked and all stuff like that. So I love Drew, but I just saw a clip yesterday on TikTok of him being like, I don't know if I want to. He goes, maybe I'll go on the Just Trish, but I like being known as the person who will or may not go on the Just Trish podcast. Did you see that clip? Yeah, Emma sent it to you, and I was like, I don't know if he doesn't care on our day off.
No, I love it.
It was everything, and it was really cute. And he did this whole spiel about me and hosting the Trisha Paytas podcast. And anyways, Drew, you're still the number one guest. You're the number one requested guest. You're the number one guest in my heart. Who needs The Weeknd or Zac Efron if we get Drew Monson? You know what I mean?
Drew's big.
Drew's huge. He would be amazing. And like I keep saying, and everyone reminds him, is like, I don't even care about the past. I just want to talk about the present, and I love it. And it's, and we give everyone final cut, final say.
Yeah.
And everyone takes advantage of that. Everyone's like, cut. And I was like, okay.
Okay, you got it. And I love, did you see Drew too? He was also saying like when he like went out, I think he was like walking down the street and someone came up to him and was like, "Are you Drew? Like, are you gonna go on the Just Trish podcast?" Yeah,
he talks about it.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so he keeps talking about it. Yeah. So I feel like it's like he wants to, but a little apprehensive. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I'm here to tell you everything's okay. I'm happy to go to Modesto. Someone's like, "Oh, why don't you travel up to him?" I could just have like lunch, and I don't know if he says where he's from. I don't know. I could bleep, but I don't know. But I'll go up to where he's at. I really always loved Drew. And then I was looking at pictures of us. Like I was just like looking through. I think it was like Twitter or something, like old pictures. And we actually did so much like outside. I feel like so many people will just like Shane as our association, but it's like outside of Shane, we actually like went to Hamilton together, just us two. We went to Beach Boys, which I totally forgot until I looked at the pictures. We drove down to San Diego together, and we got lotto tickets after. We went to like Cheesecake Factory together all the time by ourselves, movies. Like, I mean, we were like actually like pretty close friends outside of like Shane and stuff. So I get not wanting to go back to that like era and stuff, and I don't either. I mean, we do here, but yeah, I even told him we'd do something on his Patreon because he's a Patreon queen too, and he was the one who kind of got me interested in again, because Patreon saved me when YouTube got demonetized for like, my YouTube was demonetized for like 4 months. I was making no money, and I went to Patreon, and it kind of saved me for like 2 years. So I was kind of like, oh, let me go back to Patreon, and it's actually so much fun. And now that I have you to help us at it, it's actually like really good quality content on there.
I know. I love doing the Patreon stuff. I love looking at all the comments.
Me too.
It's like a little community over there, so it's genuinely fun.
It's so much fun. I love it, and I love sending out the things in the mail. Like we package them on. My mom comes over. My sister helps with the labels, and we put like all the little packages together. It's just kind of fun. I don't know. My mom loves it. My mom puts the hand stamps on there because my sister's like, just get the machine, because we do have so many. I think we have like 400 people getting headshots now, which is like wild for me to like do 400. I love it though. My mom will hand put each stamp on there because she goes, oh, but then they can see all the different stamps. And I was like, so save your envelopes, I guess. My mom gets really excited about that. And they brought pink envelopes for this time, so you get a pink envelope in the mail. And so I'm sure each month we're trying to do something. I always am trying to do a little extra, the Trish Modi stickers for the headshot and producer tiers, and then like little cards or something for a lot of people upgraded for the holiday cards, so we'll do Valentine's cards this year, and it'll be
Valentine. I mean, if you want to get a gift for your girl that is a fan of the show.
Or boy. We have lots of boys too.
Fan of the show.
Or
It's a great Valentine gift to give them a subscription to our Patreon.
Great. That is a great promo for it. Thank you, babe. That was good.
It's a timeless gift that will last forever.
Exactly.
That was a good one. His voice, he's like lost his voice this week because he was like sick at the beginning of the week, and so now it's all like.
Welcome to the Just Trish.
Yeah, it sounds cool. It sounds very ASMR. You sound like a different person every time you
I'm
talk
the
to Mike.
sponsor. As a sponsor from.
And patreon.com/justtrish. You should do the intro that way. We tried to have you do an intro one time, and it just was not it. Remember? It was like,
I don't know. I mean, the chat liked it.
Did they like? Okay, well, do another intro right now. 20 minutes in. Okay. No. Babe, yes,
We'll save it for Patreon. He'll do our Patreon intro.
Okay.
That's
if you want to
good.
see the intro, go to Patreon. It'll be just all Moses ASMR on there. So I went to the shoot yesterday. The only thing I posted on my story from it was the bathrooms. It was like it had like the wheelchair sign, the male, the female. Then like there's like a male female stick figure, but it's like half and half. And then there was an alien, and I was like, that's a little offensive. Like you're literally because it literally said, I don't know if I even have the picture anymore. It's on my story, but it's like whatever you are, wash your hands. I'm like, oh my god, like a little offensive to people who just identify as just both. Oh, maybe it was binary. Maybe it was both. Maybe that was it. Anyways, I thought it was cool. I like the alien. I took a picture of it. But then some people said it was offensive and deleted it. And I was like, I'm not deleting it. It's like not that big of a deal. It was also at a photo studio where everybody there was like queer. Speaking of queer, first of all, what is queer?
I think it's just like the whole spectrum of like
Everybody in the world is queer then.
I don't know if that
Because it's like, right?
if you don't identify as like heterosexual, I think you fall under like the queer umbrella.
So everyone's a little bit queer. Like, right,
Sure.
everyone's a little bit. I mean, so everyone, because I saw Kristen Stewart talking about how someone's like, or people are like, oh, everyone, we all knew you were queer. But I was like, what is even queer? I forget what queer is.
Yeah, it's like not straight.
Not straight.
Not straight.
I just would love to know if anyone out there actually identifies as like a straight person.
I'm sure there are some people who are like aggressively straight. I think if you went to Jeff FM and you asked him, "Are you queer or are you?"
Because they don't get it, but I bet there's a little queerness in him. Moses doesn't identify as anything. You just identify. You don't identify. He doesn't like labels.
I'm water.
See,
Seriously, he's
Moses
fluid.
Is like a modern man, though. You know what I mean?
That's
like
true.
as like an artist, it's you approach life differently.
That's very true.
Although, speaking of Moses, I found out what your stands are called.
You have stands?
Yeah, the fan name is Water Droplets.
You just made that up. You're just making up fandoms. Brookies, cookies, water droplets. Who are the water droplets? Who are they? Well, show yourself. Open up a Patreon just for your water droplets. I want to see who comes on.
Showing the live chat.
You know what?
Droplets.
They just start doing water. You know what? You do have stands. But I always wonder. I wonder that. I'm like, I wonder if there's any truly just Moses fans.
Someone that came with Zach, weren't they a Moses stand? They were a little water
I don't
droplet.
believe it. I don't.
Well,
She was like a young girl.
I think what happened was, before we met, like my art world was more like on Facebook. It was that era, and like my work had people that were drawn to it.
You had followers?
But a lot of followers.
No.
But not,
Oh
but
my
it's
God.
not,
What?
but it's
I mean,
not,
not in a bad way, but
but
who
wait,
follows
but what I'm saying,
artwork?
it's not personal because I'm not like a YouTuber. An artist is different. They follow the artwork. But then you came with your mega million followers.
Mega millions.
And it dissolves. So my drop of water disappeared in the ocean.
Your droplets have.
Of your fans.
They're back, I guess. The droplets are back. But that's what I'm saying. Are these droplets fan of your art? Because you got, not to go back to this, but you did get tricked. I mean, people would say, oh, I'm a fan of your work. And then you found out. I had to prove to him later. I'd go on Guru Gossip at the original Reddit and I'd be like, this person, see, this is them in 2016 on my fan board. But they were telling Moses they were a fan of him. So he's like, they're a fan of me. And I was like, they're not. I know this person. This person's been harassing me.
But people
Right,
can
but that's how
have
they
become
found the
fans
way.
of him, like are fans of you. Also,
Totally. No, I get.
So
of
the water
course.
droplets are branching off.
I love a water droplet, and I think that's what we want, right? That's why I have him and everything. Like, I want people to be a fan of Moses. But then I guess apparently there is. I was like, oh, I wonder if there's people that are just fans of just Moses. But apparently there are. Did you meet these fans? I don't even know. Did you do meetups?
No, but
They're
when I
on
would
the
have-
Just Trish Reddit. They were just like, we want to be called Moses' water droplet.
Oh, and who was it? How many people? How many
A
upvotes?
few. I don't know.
We want to know.
That's crazy.
No, but when I would have an exhibit and people would show up,
It was
that's
the
what
same
you would
people.
call fans. But that's
And it was the same
different.
people that you didn't know.
Yeah, I knew a lot of them. Yeah,
Wait, but you didn't know them before. They were just strictly fans.
yeah, because of the artwork. No, yeah, it's not like
I don't know.
friends that came.
My boyfriend's a fan of art. He went to like art
Really?
school though, so he's very like Moses coded. Like he has artists that he's a fan of, or like
Really?
architects that he's a fan of. Yeah.
But what does that mean? Like, okay, architects you're a fan of. Are you going to like?
I think if they had like a gallery and
They do
exhibit,
like
they would
lectures.
Yeah.
They do lectures, and it's almost like a meet and greet.
Well, things I
Usually
didn't
it's
know.
exhibits and lectures.
I mean, that's cool. I didn't know this. I love it. I'm proud of you. That's cool. I didn't know. I see I was dating someone famous. I didn't even know. You had fans.
You see, your dreams have all
My
come
dreams
true.
came true.
Don't worry, they used to call it the local celebrity.
Oh, were you a
period.
local
Yeah.
celebrity? Oh my God, I didn't know
In the
this.
K-Town area.
Okay, K-Town. Shout out K-Town. Oh my God. Did you have fans probably from this? Did you like Strawberry Days? Did people ever write to you? You must have.
I don't think so. Maybe like a handful. Oh, I guess now is actually the peak. Oh, we were talking about frozen foods, and someone's like, "Oh, can we send you some frozen foods?"
Who?
I was like, I forget the
Oh
one
my
of the
God.
meal places. I know.
You'll never get another sponsor again,
I know.
Oscar.
Well, I don't have the food yet. When I have the food, we'll
Okay.
circle back.
Are we going to do a frozen food Patreon video?
we should.
Honestly, all the ones you get, we could just put on Patreon. It's like, not that, I guess, was that considered sponsor? I don't want to put sponsor, but I guess it's not really sponsor if they don't pay.
I'm gonna post it on my Instagram story if I like it. I guess that's
my
what my
God.
boyfriend's also really cracking down on me. He's like, you gotta, if someone sends you something, you gotta post it. He's like, because he's
Yeah.
really aiming for the mattress. So
It's going to
he's
happen.
like-
what do we want? Lull mattress?
I followed them after Brooke said. I was like,
Oscar,
okay, let me lay the groundwork.
Send him a lull mattress. I love it. Hey, I mean, if anything, I can't even think of something that I want people to send me. Maybe like free, like Louis Vuitton or something like that. I don't know. Just, you know what I mean? Just send me free something. What was it? Did Nicki Minaj give a fan like a free car or something? Did you see?
I don't know.
She texted someone like, "Look out your window." I want to say it was like, it's not Funny Marco, but he's kind of like Funny Marco. I don't know. She's like, look out your window, and it was like a Lamborghini or
Oh,
something.
really?
Yeah, I could be wrong, but I think I'm right on this one. But I just remember I saw something like that.
Oh, that's
Everyone
slay.
thought Nikki was going to be on our podcast because I'm like coming next on Just Trish, but it was like this pink hoodie she was wearing, and I'm getting it designed for me. So I was saying like, this is the next outfit on Just
Oh
Trish.
yeah,
not
people
that
would
she's
text
coming.
me like, "Oh, did you get Nikki?"
Oh
And I was
my
like,
God. I wish, because she did when she was doing all those interviews. She's like, just ask me, and if you want to interview me, and I'll come. And I was like begging her, and I just like I can't beg anymore. I'll try. Maybe I'll try a couple more times. I did have a dream last night. I was like DMing celebrities to come on, like Jeremy Allen White and stuff. He's been in my dreams a lot lately, and I'm not even a stan, but I've been.
He's in Studio City all the time. I feel like
Really? Have you seen him?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
He's
At the
like
Air
around
One?
Alfred's
By himself,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, this was before he was dating Rosalia, so maybe now he'd be with Rosalia.
is he with Rosalia?
Yeah, you didn't know?
No.
Oh yeah, they're a cute couple.
Wait, so why were they saying? Oh, Sabrina Carpenter was with the Saltburn guy.
Yeah, Barry.
Oh, they get me. I get them kind of confused too, right?
No,
Really?
No.
They look so much alike. I get them confused. I'm like, oh, I guess they're both in my dreams, which is like so weird. They're not really my type, but I'll take either one on the podcast. I
Oh,
guess
for sure.
They don't give me straight energy though. They don't give me straight man energy.
I think Jeremy Allen White does, but
Really?
Barry, I don't. Barry, I don't know.
Keoghan.
Yeah, we really need an Irish person to.
I
An
know.
Irish person.
Barry.
Keoghan?
I bet it's not even. You probably don't even pronounce the G. It's probably like coffin.
Keoghan?
Yalvin. I love the way he talks. He doesn't give me. Yeah, they both don't give me straight man energy. I don't know, but not in a bad way. But I guess good for them.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess I would take them on the podcast.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Barry's post Saltburn has been like very elusive though. Like he's not really doing interviews as often. I think
hate
he's
when that
really
happens.
riding this wave.
The
this
mystery.
Saltburn wave high. Yeah.
He's trying to be like the character.
He did say to GQ though, he's trying to like rebrand from like, freaky little guy to like freaky man. So he's like
Wait, what's freaky little guy? Saltburn's freaky little guy.
like those kind of quick characters that are like the younger, like looking, like younger freaky little boys. Like he wants to be a little bit more mature. He's still cool being a freak. Like just a
Right.
freak.
Freaky man.
Yeah. But maybe
I
a little
know.
bit more mature.
Is that my song or is that the one from Idol? Is it mine or
That one's
I'm just a oh, it's from Idol.
Idol.
Oh, for some reason I was like, wait, that sounds like my song. It really is my song. I'm just a freak. Yeah. It is interesting because he looks young, but not. He also looks kind of old.
Because I didn't know anything about him. So after you told me he has like a kid and stuff, now I see him older, weirdly.
Right, because once you
know?
know the deep dive into
Yeah.
it. In the interview yesterday, they literally had me bring up my Google search, and it literally was just like Barry Keoghan dating, Barry Keoghan, Barry baby mama, Barry Keoghan, Sabrina Carpenter. And they're like, oh my god, you're really obsessed with this person. It's like, no, I watch a movie and then I gotta like look up
Research.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah.
do you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see. And that's me with Jeremy Allen White now. We watched The Bear like 2 nights ago. It is kind of hard to get into. Maybe we should keep watching. I don't know. Would you keep watching it?
No.
Okay. Easy.
No. It's one of those shows, like you said, like Hell's Kitchen. They're just screaming at each other. I read comments about it. Everyone said it. It just
But why is it winning all the
that's
awards?
what the whole show
It is
is.
a
Them
good
screaming
show,
at each other
but-
all the time
Yeah.
in the kitchen.
Season 2 is less of that, if that encourages you at all.
Maybe we should
but-
start that. I think I just couldn't focus because Malibu was being so cute and funny that night, so I was just like laughing with her. So I wasn't really paying attention, but I feel like I probably would like it if I paid attention because it's Chicago. I like Chicago. Like I wanted to watch it, and I like him as an actor. I really have no idea what it's about because I just wasn't really paying attention. But I like him. I liked him in Iron Claw. So I don't know why did we even get on that? I don't know. We were talking about queers and now we're talking about Jeremy Allen White and
because you thought he's queer coded.
Oh,
then,
right.
Yeah.
Queer coded for sure. I guess Saltburn's a little queer coded, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Very queer coded because he's kind of like all over the place with boys and girls. And,
and the queers love it. So
anything the queers love, they just
it's very
go.
trendy. Yeah.
Can you say that? The queers?
As a queer person, I think.
I'm a queer person,
you're queer too. So, yeah.
That's crazy. I guess I never knew the label, but I do like that label. I think that's better because you don't know. Because sometimes I'm like, am I bi? Am I...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like reclaiming the term too, because queer has always been like very, like used as an insult. So I think recently it's been kind of like reclaimed a bit. Which I'm all for. I love when the words get like reclaimed. Me too. And the power gets taken back.
Yeah, because you hear it and I know it's always like this offensive word you're not supposed to say. So I'm like, can you say the queers?
Yeah.
Anyways. We are queer based over here, this podcast, and we love it. All right, so what's happening? It's so weird. It's like so odd to do this today. I'm just like, I also feel weird.
There has been like a lot of news this week, weirdly.
Topics.
Yeah, a lot of hot topics. I mean, I feel like we should get into Ari first because it's like the hottest of the topics, I think.
Oh, I watched it at 7 a.m. when it came out.
Me too.
Up. Did you? Oh my God, were you at the premiere? I was watching it. I was like, woo, okay.
Oh, you went that early? Okay.
Yeah. Did you not watch it? Because I saw it, and I was up at like 6:45, and I saw, about to premiere. So.
I saw her post her reel about it on Instagram like a minute after, and then I immediately went to go watch.
So you weren't fresh.
How do you feel about the song?
Okay, well, like, as someone who's never listened to Ariana music before,
loosely,
yeah,
before everyone comes out, it's like,
I heard her songs, but it's not like I was like, ooh, this album and this album, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, loosely. But this is what I think on Zach saying is like, and everyone like laughed at me, but I was like, okay, but she's like an actual good singer. Like you see her in like SNL when she does all those impressions of like Celine Dion. Like she's like a really good singer, and then she comes out with these songs that literally I could sing, like yes and. You know, it's very like anyone could sing it.
I know. I kind of like that though, because I know in the context of her album, I think she'll have those like crazy vocal songs. But I kind of like when she has like the very controlled, restraints, like pop songs too.
Wait, what song of Ariana's do you think she shows her vocals?
Like God is a Woman.
I don't know it.
You believe God is a woman.
Oh, she does that.
Yeah, it's like the range is like crazy.
I guess I know like Thank You Next and that's it. So I always just think Thank You Next and it sounds like yes and.
Dangerous Woman, have you heard that one? Something about you.
No.
No? Into You? I'm so into you.
I know.
This is the part. Wait, when I say I don't want you.
Oh.
I'm stronger than I've been before.
That sounds like a techno auto-tune.
That was like an older Ariana
Yeah, that's not
song.
vocals. That sounds like literally a robot. I remember that song. This is the part where, I don't hate it, but it's popular. I know the one she did with Micah.
Oh, yeah.
Popular? Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that manifested her. I'm kind of Ariana Grande coded today with
that's
this,
the first thing I thought, actually.
Oh, okay, a little Glinda, a little Ariana.
I thought it was for Ari.
I don't know. She's always a little underwhelmed me with the music.
It took me, this song.
You like it? Are you a stan?
I didn't love the song at first, but it stayed in my head, so I kept going back to listen to it. And the more I listen to it, the more I like it.
What's the next words after yes and?
Say that shit with your chest.
Yeah. Also kind of sound like Vogue, a little bit Madonna.
She interpolated it, so it's like
what's interpolated?
She took like the beat of it and then kind of reworked it, so it's like a sample almost. Yeah.
The music video is horrible.
Once you find out that it's like a reference to Paula Abdul, I think that makes more sense.
The cold-hearted snake, look into his eyes. No, I totally got the reference, but it gave me more Rachel Berry in Glee when she goes to New York.
It is very Rachel Berry coded for sure.
Yeah, so I was kind of like,
but I like her dancing. I think her choreography is cute.
It was giving Chicago. It was giving very. I don't know.
I'm surprised she didn't cast you as one of the little like critics that were coming in.
Oh my God, I would have loved.
That would have been kind of
iconic. Not to say that this is an original concept, but my Showtime video that came out in 2016, I have critics also saying those very same things, like, "Oh my gosh, who does Trisha think she is?" And it's just a cut of a bunch of people talking crap about me. I'm like, this feels very. I know she didn't thank you next, but it's also very. I think she's copying me. Who was it? Oh, I know who it was. Someone said that about Baby Rexa copying her with like burning a house on fire or something. It's like,
yeah.
I mean, no original concepts, but just saying. I
love that someone said that. Yeah.
I know. Well, bless her heart. She's trying to be. I just saw an update about her, and I was like, oh, just let her be in peace. Someone like posted her at a football game, and I was like,
oh, I didn't see that. That's cute.
Oh yeah, a couple months ago, she's like at a high school football game. I was like, okay, she's living her best life in
being normal.
Private.
The only thing that kind of still bugs me about the song is that like, what is she saying? It. Why do you care so much about whose I ride?
I told that to Moses, like, did she actually sing that? Like, was that the lyric? And I'm like, yes.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, he's like,
I
that
always
can't be
see her
it.
like this
Yeah.
innocent little girl.
She's not so innocent. No.
Her last album was very sexual too, so like
She's also not that young. I mean, not whatever. I always think she's like 20.
I think she's my age. I think she's 30 or 31.
Yeah, I think she's in her 30s. Which so was Kian's baby mama.
Oh, really?
Ayla. She's like 32 or something.
Oh,
I think someone said that, and I was like, oh, I thought she was like 22.
Me too. She looks
very young.
Yeah,
good for her. Good for her.
But I was like, girl. Like, we have to care a little bit about who's you ride when it doesn't belong to you legally. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
When it's another woman's.
I think that's what people say. They're like, you could have anyone's, so it's like that's why we care.
That's why I just wish like. You don't even have to like fully address it, but I love when like, especially it's a big comeback single. It's like after you've been embroiled in scandal and stuff, like you can just like kind of reference like what you did, you know?
Yeah.
To at least know that we know that you know. You know, like
exactly. Like, take accountability that you're not the victim in this. You know, it's very Colleen coded. It's like you're not the victim. You know what I mean? Let's not try to rewrite the history here. Like, we know what you did, and it's not great, but we are forgiving you. We're still hyping you up.
We're still streaming.
Like, so don't go back and like gaslight us and make us think like we're the stupid ones. Like,
I know that's the one thing I was like, I love Ariana. I do really love her. I think she's like the sweetest person. But why can't you just be like, oopsie, like, you know?
Yeah, oops. Or like make it your brand, kind of like the break up with your girlfriend part 2 she could have done, you know what I mean? I'm like, and then have Ethan in the video.
Like reclaim the image, like, you know what I mean? But instead, like being so like love and light, like positive sweetie, like I did nothing wrong.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no,
you know.
and actually that's the things that piss me off. I'm just like, oh my God, like it's like, it just makes me so mad because it is like, are they actually the victim in their head, or like they are just like being delulu, or they're gaslighting people? I don't know. It just makes me so mad.
I know.
Like
I know.
just move on, be with him, have him in your music video, do whatever. But it's just like so.
So her album is called like Eternal Sunshine, which is like obviously like a reference to, I guess, her favorite movies, like Eternal Sunshine.
Never would think that with her. Also, that movie is not great, and I love Jim Carrey.
What are the initials of Eternal Sunshine?
Oh, oh my God.
And there's this whole, this is the part that definitely has lost me, but like there's this whole like conspiracy theory that people think that Ariana and Ethan are like secretly married and stuff, which is like,
no, I don't see that.
I don't believe that at all.
I could see them having maybe a baby though, because I think she's at that age, although he just had a baby, so I don't know.
I know.
Oh my God. That to me is like the saddest part, because even if like things are so horrible, like just having a baby so young, like it's just better to have a person helping you than not. Even if it's like, unless he's like abusing her or something like that, you know what I mean? Obviously. But if it's like, I'm sure that wasn't the case. I don't know. It's just like so sad to me to like, when they're that young to not.
I think I could be won over more easily if, like I keep saying this, if Ethan's ex-wife didn't talk to Page Six about like Ariana not being a girl's girl and that, you know, she like wrecked her home. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If like if his ex-wife Lily didn't say this stuff, it would be easier to like digest and like understand like maybe the narrative is like a little bit more complex than, you know, just like Ariana stealing her man, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because maybe they were apart for a while,
Yeah.
which like you had a baby, so it can't be apart that long,
Or
you know?
like she wasn't shocked. Maybe there was like a separation already. You know what I mean? But the fact that Lily was like hurt by it makes me like look at everything a little sideways. I'm like,
yeah, of course. And like, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Ariana could just like live her life, but then to like throw that in there, it's like, this is why we care. And it's like, maybe she doesn't get it. And that's what I'm saying. Maybe these people don't get it. So it's like important to just keep calling them out a little bit, because maybe she doesn't get what she's doing really. You know what I mean? Maybe, I don't know. You know, she's probably really smart and talented and everything else. So there's maybe one thing that's a little off. And maybe that's with relationships. She'll understand like, oh, if someone's married, you don't like date them.
Yeah.
You know?
And I also like need to draw back to Ethan, because I'm sure he was feeding her a narrative that like was very different from what his ex-wife Lily has told Page Six. You know what I mean? Like,
Definitely,
I'm sure
yeah.
there's some. But then again, I go back and forth because she liked the Instagram of the baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. She knew. It's definitely there. It is. Yeah, because I think even if someone's telling you like, oh, I'm going to leave, because I feel like I've been in those situations. I'm going to leave this person. We're not happy together. And then they end up like staying together or whatever. Even if someone's telling you that, when you can see that they just had like a baby and you like the photo, it's just like one of those things where it's like, also, why would you want to be involved in that person's baby? And if that person leaves their baby that, you know, young or whatever, it's like, who's to say? And it does always happen. There was somebody recently where it's like, if they do it to you, like it's just like, it's going to, if they do it with you, like cheat with you, they'll like cheat on you, like sort of thing. There was someone recently. Who was it? Do you remember? I can't remember.
Obviously, we're coming for Ariana, but but Ethan's not escaped my side either. Like he's still the one. Like he's still the main perpetrator.
He's just a little cutie though to me.
No.
SpamLot.
SpongeBob is catching some smoke from me, and he will always be catching smoke.
You're the
from me.
reverse of misogynistic. You're like
it's misandrist, but whatever. I'll take it.
I'm like,
because
really,
I am one. So.
You're like, I know what it is. You really are, and I'm the misogyny in here, where I'm like, oh, but Ethan's just like precious.
the little SpongeBob boy, he can be a little baby in the photos.
That's
for
from
SpamLot. I don't care what play
it's so good.
Being in. If he's a baby, he has the freaking SpongeBob pants on. He's catching smoke from me.
I love
him. So obviously, I'm a little peeved with Ariana, but I still love that girl. So
that's so funny.
Ethan will still be catching smoke from me.
I'm still an Ethan fan. If there's one Ethan Slater, it's me. If there's no Ethan Slater fans, I'm dead.
That is wild. That is wild stance. But okay, hot take.
Hot take.
A Trish take.
I love a musical theater boy. You know, what can I say? No, it is, the whole thing's, it is weird. I'm so conflicted to it, especially with Ariana. That's the pretty privilege where it comes in, where it's like someone's just like pretty, and I'm just like, I love their aesthetic. Like, I just love her perfume. I love her being. I love her aesthetic. But
I love her
just don't
speaking.
love it.
I love the way she talks. I love her demeanor. Pretty privilege, yeah, but it's also she's so sweet in every other aspect of her life. So it's like you can't put her in a corner of, oh, she's just like a bad person or whatever, because I do genuinely think she is like very, very sweet and like kind and has a good heart. But you know, good people make bad choices.
I know.
You know, so that's kind of just what it comes down to.
Right, because she does, and she's sweet to her fans, which I always think is very telling. She's really good friends with Zach, who's like one of my favorite people in the whole world. So I'm like, well, he'd be a good judge of character. But yeah, I think that's the thing. It's like there is like such sweet people who just like, as I'm saying, maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she really doesn't know. Maybe she thinks she's just whatever she's doing is fine. She's like, oh well, if the guy's telling me like it's over, it's over.
Speaking of musicals, did you see Mean Girls yet or no? I mean, it just came out.
I know. I want to see it. I haven't seen it. Well, I have seen like when people record it and put it on TikTok.
Which is wild to me. I don't like when people do that because it kind of ruins the film.
Kind of ruins it, but I kind of like to see the sneak peek of it because obviously, did you see the one where everyone gasped when the musical number would start and everyone's like, no. Because they just don't market it as a musical, but then I saw people in the musical world that love Mean Girls, the musical. They're like, but it was also awful for us musical fans because it wasn't giving musical. They had slowed down tempos.
It's somewhere a weird hybrid.
Yeah, they like changed a lot of the notes for the actors to hit, which is like, it's just not the musical. Like obviously Renee Rapp can hit everything, so they like kept hers the same, but it's just all the other like plastics and stuff like that. They changed like their, key, I guess, to like be like lower and more in their range. But the thing with Broadway is what makes it so amazing is like just the range that they have and like the voice. So I did see the clip of Karen's sexy. Did you watch it? Did you see it?
Yes, I saw it last night.
Oh, you what? Oh, I should have gone. Honestly, I had such a long day.
I was gonna say, I was like, oh, you should see Mean Girls, but I knew you had such a long day. So
no, you honestly should have told me. I could have rallied myself. I fell asleep right when I got home at like 6, but I probably could have rallied myself. Damn. Because it was, I kind of thought about it too. Because everyone was talking about it, and I was like, oh, I really want to chime in.
I mean, the difference with me is like I don't have any like familiarity with like the Broadway show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I kind of went into it blind, you know, but I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good. I mean, Renee is just like so hot.
Yeah.
Like she is so good. The reviews are really, really positive. I think it has like a 75 on like Rotten Tomatoes, which is for films nowadays, especially like teen films, like is so good. And every review is like praising her and like saying like this is like her big like breakout like movie star role. Yeah.
Okay, that's good because I haven't really heard much.
The reviews have all been very, very positive.
Okay. I don't read reviews, so I don't know.
Yeah, and even like Hunger Games didn't get like this Rachel Zegler one didn't get like a good review from like men, you know, because it is like musically and it's like, you know, leading a young girl leading it. So I expected men to kind of be hard on it, but even the straight guys are giving it good reviews.
How do you know? How do you know they're straight?
I watched like all the YouTuber film critics who. And
the straight guys like it? Because I feel like even straight guys don't like Mean Girls even.
I know. That's what a lot of them said. They said, oh, I just watched Mean Girls like a year ago. You know, like they never went. And they're like middle-aged men.
Makes me not want to watch it if straight men are like, this is good.
No, but the movie theater was so fun because you might want to go in the morning because it was all girlies and gays. Which is
right. When we saw Priscilla, it was all these girlies and I had to run. I was like booked it. They were all taking pictures. I was like, love it. I'm famous, but.
So it was really fun because like the energy in the theater was like, it's like being here. You know, things were pink and like girls were giggling and it was fun.
Good. What did you go to AMC?
Yes.
Did you get the Burn Book?
No.
Did they have them?
They did, but then it was like my Eras popcorn tub is here and I never use it, so I'm like, I guess I should.
Well, when you got the Eras popcorn, did they put the popcorn in the bucket?
They had the option to, but I chose not to. I don't know why I did that.
They don't even give us the option. They just give us the clean ones, and then they give us like a regular popcorn thing. And I'm like, but I want to eat it out of this because I will never use it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the Burn Book. It looks cool.
It's really cute. All the pink stuff is really cute. But yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. But you're right. I noticed especially for Angry, who plays Katie. Her singing, I almost think they should have pulled like a Zac Efron High School Musical when they mix another person, because she's like, it's like sing talking, and it's like da, da, da,
Really?
da, 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 and today I'm gonna do this. Like it's all very that.
Is she not a singer? I don't know.
I don't think she's a singer.
Oh, I'm surprised they didn't cast someone on Broadway for it.
I know. Well, even the guy who plays Aaron Samuels, he like specifically said like I won't sing, so he has all the Aaron Samuels songs were cut.
Yikes. 'Cause, well, maybe they should have done that in the musical, because I saw Cameron Dallas, and look, I'm all for horrible singers being on Broadway, because I am one and I would love to be on Broadway, but it was horrible. Like the singing was terrible.
Really?
But to cut, like, because they cut a lot of Katie songs too in the musicals from what I heard of the movie, and it's like Katie has such strong vocals in the musical, especially the original one. Sabrina Carpenter played Katie. They could have had her be it, and to cut that is like so sad. To cut all of Aaron Samuel's songs is crazy. So he's the only one that doesn't sing.
I read that they cut Damien's songs. He sings a lot, but it's like songs in like an ensemble, you know, or like him and Janice.
No.
But like his like solo songs, he doesn't have. He has solo songs.
Yeah, because he's such a good vocalist in the.
And he's really good acting and singing in the movie version too.
Man. Why don't they cast singers? I don't understand that. Like with like such, I guess it's not really. They cut a lot of songs. I guess they're not trying to market it as a musical. But you have Renee Rapp, who's like the best singer ever, and then you're casting all mid singers. Like that's why I'm like, okay, that's why I'm excited to see Wicked, because they casted like just two singers.
Yeah,
and as they should, because like Wicked is like the hardest musical to sing. But Mean Girls has such powerful, strong songs, and I'm like, it made me kind of sad that they like chinced out on like not having singers in it.
I have such a crush on Renee Rapp. Like I am so obsessed with her. I've always loved her, but damn,
she's so good.
Hot.
I saw her in the original Broadway so many times.
That's a flex. I wish.
Oh, she was like 19. She was like so young in it. She was like so good. Because like, I imagine she's even better now, because like your vocals get better as you get older.
I think better than Rachel McAdams. The way that she acts.
Oh,
like
yeah, easily.
I can't even get over it. Like every line she had was like so powerful. The faces she makes, like she's so good at emoting. I'm like, oh my god, I love her.
You don't think the trailer did it justice?
No, I don't.
Because I remember her in the trailer, and I was like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm like, not, and the outfits didn't distract you, because I haven't seen it.
To me, it was very like it was like TV movie vibes almost, because it was supposed to be Paramount Plus originally, so it was kind of giving that.
Okay.
I think if they had a really slay stylist that like with a little bit more like budget for the wardrobe, it would have like ate down. It would have been like iconic high school movie fashion, you know? I wish it kind of gave it a little bit more. The person, how they styled Renee, I didn't really like.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they just didn't flatter her, but it wasn't too distracting.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was seeing them, and I was like, oh, I don't know. Because again, the Broadway show has such good outfits. They're casual high school outfits, but they're just like good and they're strong, and you remember all of it.
Yeah. It did make me sad though. Renee had to delete her Twitter because people were like commenting on like her body as Regina George.
So I saw that, and I was like, wait, but I thought people rallied behind her because she wasn't like a size 0. You know, I thought people were excited about that.
I think there's both sides of the coin, and I think seeing a lot of people say Regina should be this way, like obviously like even for us, like the good stuff, like we see it and we appreciate it, but it's like that bad stuff that really like messes with your head. Did
it have the fat phobia of the original movie? Because the original movie, she definitely was like, you know, anti-fat. Like she wanted to be a size 0, and she's like, oh, we don't have a bigger size.
Oh no, that a lot of that stuff is cut. Like she's still like, oh, I want to lose 3 pounds, but like that's as far as the weight stuff goes.
Right.
Yeah, but a lot of like.
But the sweatpants, like those are all that fit me right now.
That still is in there. Yeah. But.
Because they try to make her fat, which is kind of fat phobia in my opinion, right? They give her like Kelteen bars.
Yeah, to make her like gain weight or whatever. But it's not like it's not like as pervasive as like the original, I think. They cut something, even like the coach with like relationship with a student, they cut that out too, you know?
Oh god, thank god. That one was that was always off-putting. I was like, this is odd.
Yeah. So they kind of like cleaned it up a little bit,
yeah, I kind of feel for her, because in one, obviously looking, I'm like, oh, I love that someone is not a size 0, but like with her hearing that, does that make her feel bad? Because she's not fat, obviously, but in her head then, does that make her feel bad because she's not, like, does she think she has to lose weight because everyone's like, oh, she's not size 0, she's not thick, we love this.
Yeah, she was on Call Her Daddy, and she kind of talked about that. She talked about doing the Broadway, and they would like change the outfits for her, and they would have to adjust like what she was wearing and the sizes and stuff, and then she would go do an interview, people would talk about her size, and she like hated it.
In what way?
In like a praising way, like a curvy, yeah. But even like that was just like you don't want to be like labeled the curvy Regina George, you know?
I know, but and like for us curvy and fat people, it's like it makes us feel better, even though like it's like the Bridget, you know, of the Girls Next Door. It's like seeing someone who's not a size 0 is like good, but I know people do get offended when you call them curvy, but it's like it's not offensive, but it sucks that she feels she doesn't like that. You know what I
think
mean?
It's very dysphoric because she also like has suffered from ED.
Yeah.
And her background originally was dance, and like
Yeah.
when you come from that world, especially like it's all so like being thin or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think when you're kind of like made to think that this one body type is like what should be, and then like you don't just genetically fit into that, like it's very like dysphoric.
Yeah, it goes back to like just don't comment on anyone's body.
Yeah.
But it's just like it should be just like noted and like celebrated, and I feel like that's what makes her like stand out is that like she's the lead in the Mean Girls as a plastic who is supposed to be like the most popular, most desired girl, and like she's not zero. I think that's like a good thing. But then I always like, oh, people do get triggered by that. But I think it's like, I don't know. I wish but I get it. I get when you like stuff. For me too. It's like, I mean, now I've just like owned it. But I mean, I already in my last interview with Sugar and Spice, I already talked about my body size again. I was like, oh my god. Or the brick wine. I was talking about her. I was like, oh my god. I literally can't help myself. And I feel like that's just what the world we live in. Is no matter what, people will always comment on people's body size, and there's just nothing we can do about it, honestly. And it sucks. But she's not fat. Obviously, she's not even plus size. But it's just nice to have representation of people not on Ozempic.
Yeah.
How was it Busy Phillips as Regina's mom?
Oh, she was cute too. Yeah, I know you could have done better.
I really could have, I feel. I love the cool mom vibes. We have a guest coming next week, and she wants to cosplay. And she's like, do you want to cosplay? And I was like, yes. And we were trying to figure out who to cosplay. I was going to cosplay her because she has a very like unique look. And then she was going to like do me as Troy Bolton, which was like random. She was like, came up with that. I was like, oh, okay, random. But then we decided to do Regina and Regina's mom because she had like a Regina's mom look in one of her photo shoots, and she looks like a Regina. So I was like, let's be Mean Girls. So I'm like really excited. So I love the whole cool mom vibes. Oh God, I wish I could have been her. Oh, that would have been so great. One day I'll be in a movie.
Oh, I believe it.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
So Mean Girls is what would you rate it?
Let's see, out of 5 stars, maybe like a 3.75.
Wow. You're a tough critic. Dang.
Yeah. Everyone wants you to make a letterbox account, by the way.
A litter box? What am I, a cat? What is a litter box?
Letter box.
What is that? Did you tell me this? Why do oh, you told me about this. I'm like, what is this? I don't think you explained it to me, or maybe you did. I was tired. I fell asleep all day last night. What's a litter box? Letter box.
I just knew there was no point.
Did you? What? You told me this. Was I sleeping when you told me this?
No,
I felt like I was dreaming.
I think at night it's always you have.
Oh my god, I was so tired last night. Okay.
I don't know what it is. Just guess that you like playlists. You share what you watch.
Yeah, you watch whatever you watch. You rate and you write a little review. It's kind of like Twitter almost, but like for film reviews because you write a review and people just like to share.
No,
thoughts.
I don't like to leave reviews. I think it's a waste of time for me. Well, I'm going to help you, like, figure it out. I never leave Moses leaves reviews. You should have a letterbox. He loves to review everything. Anything we go to, he leaves a review. It's like they should call this sticky rice. I was like, okay, we don't need the whole
if it's
thing.
Food related, I try to help people so they don't go somewhere expecting one thing and finding a different thing.
Or just watch this podcast. I tell you right here my opinion and what I watch and what I don't. Is it big? Is it popular? Can you get followers?
It is very popular.
Is it monetizable?
Yeah, I don't think it's monetizable, but it is very popular.
Patreon. Go to my Patreon. What do I do with my letterbox on Patreon? I'll tell you each week what I watch. There you go. We'll put it on the $10 tier.
Oh my god, that's
do you have
funny.
one?
No, but I don't watch series. You are a cinephile, so it kind of makes sense for you.
I
for
love
me,
that.
it's like.
The cinephile is a little off-putting, that term.
Just the file part, I think, is what's throwing you off. But
I know. Whenever I hear that, I'm like, yeah, I should. Honestly, we do watch a lot. I try to watch everything.
And you see like big, like serious movies. Like I'm like the most unserious. I'm like Godzilla or something. You know what I mean?
I would not see Godzilla. I saw previews for it, and I was like, who would see that movie?
Me, I love it. Yeah.
You on our Patreon can review the unserious ones. I love a series. Anything for Oscars, I'm just so like. Are you part of the union? Do you get the screeners?
Sometimes.
I can't believe you don't watch biopics. Like those are unserious. That's wild to me that you don't. They're so good.
I watch a biopic for like. I was gonna say like a Captain America biopic, but I guess that's just Captain America. I guess like
just a movie about his life.
I just need like something like. I need some explosions, some fights, I'm like very like ADHD boy when it comes to movies.
Well, Elvis would be perfect for you. It's just like flashing lights.
That's so long.
Did you try? Try. It's flashy.
I was in the other room when my boyfriend was watching it, and I felt I heard it, but I fell asleep.
Oh my god, it's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. Well, I love it. But yeah, I like the seriousness. I love biopics. I don't know. I guess because I don't like documentaries, so to me it like feels like a documentary. I hate documentaries when there's like nobody playing them. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like I tried to watch the Gypsy Rose documentary, and I was like, I'd rather watch the act. You know what I mean? Like I want to see someone act it out. You know, it's just more compelling. I cry. I don't know. I get really involved with the biopics, but. I'll review. I love going to see movies too. I love to see movies. Yeah. I even watched what was that horrible one that came out last year? My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
I knew you were gonna say it, yeah.
I saw That's the day I found out I was pregnant. We already had tickets to go see it with my mom at noon, and I was like, "Do you still want to go? Like, you just found out you're pregnant. It's so exciting." I'm like, "Yeah," because I wanted to get popcorn and nachos, and it was the worst movie. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, "This movie sucks. Like, why am I sitting here?" I just wanted to finish the popcorn with it, really. But maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do Letterbox of the week or something on my Patreon. Because that's just like typing it out too. Or I may do a video on it, but. And don't upload it to Letterbox either, Snapchat. I don't want people stealing my content and being like, "Oh, go to Letterbox. Is it letterbox.com or is it an app or what is it?"
I actually don't know. It might be a Patreon actually that they turn into. Yeah,
that's where it's on Patreon.
Because I think it's like $5 to join. I could 100% be wrong.
We just steal the Letterbox Patreon. We're like, wait, don't what? I mean, is that an original concept, reviewing movies? I don't know. That's crazy. So they charge $5 and other people have to contribute.
I could be wrong. How to join Letterbox?
Where did you hear this? Where did you hear that they want me on Letterbox?
People have commented on our Patreon and on Reddit. So
I'm so sorry to the Reddit people who like me. I think you were looking the other day and it was like nice. And I'm like, I don't even want to start reading the nice ones even because I just will get addicted again. I'll be sucked back into the Reddit hole. Yeah. Even when guests come on, I always want to go on their Reddits to see like what people want to know. And I'm just like, I don't want to get sucked into it. I've done so good. I think it's been August of last year that I haven't even typed in Reddit. So I just like need to steer clear. But you were on it the other day and you're like, oh, they're nice or like whatever. And I was like looking over and I was like, no, I don't even want to see.
Yeah. At least you have people to like filter the good stuff to you. It's like very celebrity. Like, Taylor Swift doesn't read good stuff about her, but someone brings the good stuff to her.
Okay, perfect.
So you're kind of like that.
And the bad stuff. Ever since you told me about Lucy DeLuca, it's been on my mind every interview. It's all I think about now. I'm just like, oh my God.
I'm so excited to see what Sugar and Spice had to say.
Oh my God, they were being nice. They were being so nice. And then they're like, oh, was it too shady? I was like, you guys were literally so nice. They could have been, because they said that, spoiler alert, because it's coming up, they actually said that she was, when people were kind of being mean to them during press week or whatever, that Lucy like reached out and was like, everything's okay. And she was being really nice. Yeah. But anyways, that's all I talked about. I kept talking about Lucy DeLuca like every 20 minutes.
That's funny. Trixie talked about you today on what's it called? On the pit stop today with Britany Broski.
Oh, what did they say?
She told.
Is it bad or good? Because sometimes you'd be giving me the bad news.
No, it's good. I mean,
why do you say it like that? Your voice went up. You're like, no, it's good.
He was just complimenting Britney about how she looked and said she kind of looked like Trisha Paytas.
And what did Britney say?
She liked it, and then she quoted your "what" meme. So
okay,
it was cute.
Good.
Yeah.
Get nervous, I never know because we've had people want Britany Broski on. We've had people reach out to her, and I'm just like, I've heard crickets, not from her, but from my people. So sometimes I'm always like, "Ooh, that good or bad?" You know what I mean? And it's totally fine. Nobody has to come on, no pressure. But so many people at the beginning of this was like, "Get Britany Broski on," and I don't really know her that well like that. So I was like, "Okay, that's fine," But to like, anyways, good, glad, I love it. Because it's another thing where it's like, is it a compliment or is it an insult for someone to say you look like Trisha Paytas? You know what I mean? It's like, oh, no I don't want to look like her.
With love, I think. It wasn't like a shady.
What was she dressed like? Was she dressed like this? I feel a little Trixie today with my hair.
You are a little Trixie.
It's a little bit. Cat. My glam was like, who's on the podcast today? I'm like, no one. It's literally just, I found this wig off Instagram, show Girl of Vanity Wig, shout out. They do like pre-made wigs and like, this wig is for sale, $130. I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. And then it came and it looked crazy. I mean, it's beautiful, but I mean, this is not meant for me, clearly. But maybe to be on my Posh. I wonder if you can sell wigs on Posh. I don't know.
Probably. I like the tinsel in it, though. It's sweet.
Thanksgiving tinsel hair Barbie. I don't know. I feel also because I'm like 35, I just feel like a little cuckoo, like a cuckoo lady that would go to the grocery store dressed like this. And they're like, oh, okay.
Oh, I love it.
Grandma's out. You know what I mean? Like
the wig reminds me of the Getty images that they always use from the...
that's like the Celebrity Big Brother. It's giving that vibe.
Yeah.
You said I look cute. You're like, you look cute. Now you're saying I look like that.
Who said that picture's not cute?
It's
I'm just saying
Oscar.
It's the
He's like, E.T.'s this horrible one.
It's because it's the one where you're mid-run. Like, it's always,
Yeah, I hate that one. No, I look crazy. The glam was crazy. I like red lips and I never wear that. I looked nuts, but I know. I need to get a new Getty image. I got to go somewhere just to get a new Getty image so people can use those.
After Gigi said she just sends she like face tunes and sends
because she's a Getty.
I know, so I'm like, we gotta, when Gigi comes back, that should be the Patreon video is you guys submitting your Getty images.
Wait, so Trixie's on Pit Stop this whole season?
Uh-huh.
I'm not into it this season. Are you?
For Drag Race, the show?
I watched it, yeah.
I think because they're split, it really like slows everything down. Like I just want it all at once. I was telling my boyfriend that yesterday too. I was like, I wish they just had them all at once, and I want to just see them all together because right now it's like a slow start.
Yeah, it's very slow. It's very.
I like a lot of the queens. So.
Moses thinks every queen looks like a queen from the previous season. There's one. He's like, that looks like Lucy DeLuca, and it was like, do you know what we're talking about with this? What is? I don't even know her name. Do you know? She's like, you don't know. She's like, ooh.
I guess white, blonde.
What was her talent at the talent show? I can't even remember. And then the other one looks like who was the runner up last season?
Anitra.
Yeah,
There's one that looks like Anitra from Vegas.
Yeah,
and she does the death drops and everything. I'm like, oh wait, and I think she said she was like Anitra's.
They work together, yeah.
But every queen that came out, he's like, that looks like that. I mean, first of all, I love that you remember all the names. He'd be like, this person. I was like, oh yeah. The Lucy one got me. I was like, yeah, that's Lucy DeLuca. Mark my words, Snatch Game. That person's gonna be Joan Rivers, I bet. Mark my words, I get it. The talent show is good. No, they're good. They're all really talented and pretty, and I got really into it.
It's just slow when you like have to when they split this premiere, and then like the energy is like half what the energy should be.
Yeah, because there's just like a small group of people, and it's just like, okay.
It's like what the show would be like towards the end. You know what I mean?
You're
like,
right, when it's like smaller.
But you know them, so you're more invested. Like when you're just meeting people and it's like half. It's like, but we gotta get more drag queens on. I really want.
I have an outfit being made. Lux hasn't answered my reply to my DM. She DM'd me and then I DM'd her, but then she hasn't replied.
She's in the UK right now, so maybe that's why she's.
Well, I mean, she probably has the internet.
But she's at Drag Con, so Drag Con is crazy.
Mistress is there too. I saw Mistress there because I have an outfit getting made. One of Lux's outfits from last season getting made by the person who made it. She's like in Chicago, so I'm like, it's a really like custom, expensive one. So I'm like, I hope Lux comes on because it's being made. It's okay, Lux. If you're out there, I'm getting costume made exactly from the lady that you tagged, and it's expensive, and I'm pregnant, so I'm probably gonna look crazy in it. But because I had so much fun with Sugar and Spice when they came on, because I did do like the full on like drag, and they were like, as soon as when they tell me like you're a drag queen, and I felt so cool. So I was even today. I guess that's why I'm my drag queen. I just felt very like I don't know. I really like to dress up. It was fun. So I would absolutely love any drag queen, even Lucy DeLuca.
Gia Gunn is probably my number. Like I need.
Oh, okay. I love her. You told me about her.
Yeah, you and Gia would be the energy would be insane.
Okay,
like,
Gia,
I love
come
her.
on. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be a co-host that day too. Okay, Gia Gunn, and I've been listening to the Not Gorge podcast. Have you listened to that one?
Wait,
with
who's
Got
on it?
Mick and
and Violet.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's a really cute
I love
podcast
them too.
Yeah, so I want them on the podcast
and they're very nice.
too. Yeah, Got Mick took the very sweet, like the clip of
Gigi
me.
moment,
Yeah. He ended up being nice about it because I was like, oh, I don't know. I never know how it comes across. Because that one truly was one where I felt like embarrassed. Like usually I don't feel embarrassed. I'm like, okay, it's cute, it's funny, it's working. But that one I was like, oh my God, I was like so embarrassed. But anyways, love the Drag Race, all the men and women.
and the non-binaries.
Are there non-binaries on there?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. Canada's Drag Race, there's a lot of like, because there's a lot of native queens. Or like indigenous queens,
oh, okay.
So there's a lot of just like non-binaries on
love
Canada.
that. I feel like the non-binary representation is going down a little bit. You know what I mean? And I kind of love that it's coming back up again.
The Canada's Drag Race is fun because they actually like explain and they talk about it, especially like learning about indigenous queens because it's very different what they believe in. So it's very interesting.
What do they believe in?
It's like there's a lot of like two-spirit, so that's how like why they're non-binary because they believe they're both like man and woman. So
wow,
yeah, it's very cool.
Oh, I like that. I like that they believe both because like I always when I was like delving into it, the binary. I was like, oh, you just don't want to be identified as either one. Like, you just want to be existing. But I always related to, like, I wanted to be both man and woman. You know what I mean? But it is, like, for me, it's confusing. And, like, other people, I thought it was, like, confusing. So that's interesting. I love it. Maybe I will have one of them on.
Yeah, I love the Canada's Drag Race.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we're Drag Race fans over here. Shout out Trixie and Britany. They're like a duo, but I don't think I can infiltrate that duo. I think they're pretty strong. You know when you have like a good thing that works, it's like Katya and Britany and Trixie. It's like you can't really infiltrate that. It's like they have their thing, and then as soon as I come in, they'll be like, nah, trash out. We hate trash out. And then I ruin their whole brand, and then it's just like the worst thing ever. But she does have a Malibu Barbie room at the Trixie Motel, but it's adults only, so
oh, is it?
We can't bring Malibu Barbie.
Oh
I get
yeah,
it.
Trixie doesn't like kids.
Oh, okay. What do you mean? What does I mean? I get it, but what does that mean? She's just like, I hate kids.
She just doesn't like kids. Yeah,
love. I respect it. I didn't either before I had kids. I don't even like kids now except my own. When I go to the indoor playgrounds, I'm like, oh my God. It really, I have to really make this effort to start liking kids because she has to have friends and stuff like that. But it can be difficult because a lot of these kids are little snot-nosed kids. My daughters are perfect angel, but I get it. I love when people like just say that though. Like, I just don't like kids.
I know. I love it because Trixie and Katya can like literally say anything and it's like, there's Trixie and Katya. You know what I mean? It's so funny.
No, for sure. There's certain people who can just get away with anything. Speaking of, Renee Rapp's on Call Her Daddy. I'm on Call Her Daddy today. You guys go check it out.
It comes out today.
Yeah, it comes out today. I guess they teased the guest. Like, I think I said it on Brooke's episode, and everyone's like, no, they teased the guest on Monday, and you're supposed to guess. I didn't know. I was like, whatever. I'm on Call Her Daddy. It might be a controversial interview. I don't know. I remember telling Moses, did I say too much? Like, I, for some reason, started spilling, like, every tea that I've ever had about, like, my personal life. I actually had a lot of edits on that, because I was like, I did have them cut out some stuff, but also if I had them cut out the stuff I wanted to cut out, sometimes the other stuff doesn't make sense. So it's probably going to be really messy and weird, and people are going to be like, what the hell? Like, the stuff I said, I just started saying, and I didn't realize it. And
that's funny, because that's the experience a lot of people say they have here. Like, they just talk and they don't realize
they just, like, let it out. Yeah, well, I guess that's the talent of it all, because she was really nice and really cool. And I just was talking way too much and kind of spilled. I don't know. I think it went okay. I don't know. Who knows? Sometimes, I don't know. I never know how those things go. Moses said it was fine, so.
It was a great interview, and she was cracking up. She was cracking her up the whole time.
But then I wonder if she's like that with everyone.
Funny.
She's very Oscar-coded that way, where she laughs at everything, and I'm just like, but would you laugh at everything about everybody? Because you laugh, like, I think, at everybody. That's your character. You're like the David Dobrik laugh track. You're like there. You're just
I'm giggly, and I'm very easily entertained, I think.
But I think you're like that with everybody. Like, if
certainly not everybody.
So.
No, I have to genuinely think about the people who I giggle with. It's like people I like.
Who else do you giggle with?
You, Brooke.
I feel like you giggle with everyone. When you've been here before, I feel like you've giggled with everyone.
Gigi, obviously with like the girlies we have here, I'm gonna giggle.
Okay.
But I think if I was just walking down the street and someone was chit chatting, I wouldn't just be like.
But I think in a podcast setting, you would. I think if there was another guest here, you would always be the giggle.
They're entertaining. Like when Gia Gunn is here, I'll be freaking cackling the house down,
Okay.
boots. Like
cackling the boots house down. Huh?
You're funny.
Because she was cracking up, and I'm like, I don't think I'm this funny. Like, I definitely not.
No, but
are.
everyone else in the room did too. Because after that, we were filming a few things, and it was funny. It was
but
so
you know
funny.
what's funny is like it wasn't like a funny interview though. When I kind of think back about it, I was like, oh, kind of got dark. Because you said the other lady that was in the room with you was like, oh, is this okay that she's talking like this personal and this
she was
deep?
like, this is the most vulnerable I've seen Trisha.
Which is like, I mean, I guess.
But I think it's part of it is not funny, it's outrageous. So she was just
Really?
like,
I don't think
oh
it
my
was.
God, Trisha, no. That part. So.
But it wasn't even funny. It was like, I was like, oh, I got kidnapped a few times when I was 18. And that's what she did. And I was like, oh my God. It was like so dark. And I was like, do I want to talk about this? Because it was like kind of dark. And at the time, you don't think anything of it. I like woke up in someone's pickup truck and I was like, maybe this is too dark. But she was like laughing just like you. And I was like, I don't.
Well, I think so. Sometimes it's like open mouth. So sometimes she dropped her jaw and sometimes she was laughing.
Oh my
and sometimes
God.
she was just like, oh my God.
And then sometimes like, maybe I should save these stories like before when I write a book or something. But also when I say kidnapping, like I don't think of it as kidnapping because I was an adult. And like, but I guess it is. If someone like takes you and you don't know where you're going.
Yeah. I mean, you're the one that knows because you were the one that
like being if you're under the influence of something
anywhere.
And someone takes you somewhere, is that kidnapping? I don't know.
Usually that's what they'll do. They'll put you under an influence of something.
But what if I put myself under the influence?
Still, nobody else will take you.
Take you away. I didn't know where I was, and I was just like, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, I don't know. I mean, hopefully that story is well received. I don't know. Like sometimes I'm like, but I know people. I don't know. People just can be crazy, and they're probably, oh, here's another one of Trisha's stories. But it's like I actually have so many stories, like documented stories too, of like with cam footage, with like reports and stuff like that. Like I feel like that can be documented, but I feel like I haven't even told like all of it. But anyways,
yeah, I mean, this will be the intro to your book.
Yeah, I just have a whole book about it because I did write a book called like The Stripper Diaries, but it was like a lot of that was made up. Because like I just filled in some parts to make it entertaining, but I feel like if I wrote a real one, I don't know, some of it I don't remember all the details, so it's hard to talk about. Anyways, check out Call Her Daddy. She was very nice, and I even told her I was like, "Hey, girl, just so you know, in the past, there's probably times where I've said that I thought you were annoying," and she was very cool about it. She was cool. She was so cool. She was like, "No, like I get it," because I was like, I was just jealous, and I am jealous. I'm still jealous of her. She has $16 million. Solo. She had a partner, then went solo, got $16 million, and like literally the house they shoot in, I thought she lived in, it's like a bougie house, and she's like, oh no, I live in a different house, this is just a content house, and I was like, girl, like she's bougie, and I was always jealous of them because I always thought they got so much attention, and I was like, I could do that, I could have a podcast because they had the, whatever, so I've always been a little jealous, and I think for sure I've definitely, but we used to listen, and then I would be like, oh, this is so annoying, but then we would listen like and everything, we'd listen to the Courtney Stodden one, the Holly Madison one, and I was of course honored. That's what I'm saying. I think most haters, like if they like, even my own haters, if they met me, they'd be like really excited. They'd probably ask for a picture. I'm sure there's haters that I know there's haters that ask for a picture who like when I used to look at Reddit, they would be like, I met Trisha, I went to her show, and I was like, you were at my concert and you waited in line for a meet and greet. Like you're a fan, you know what I mean? And so I think at the end of the day, a lot of haters would be like that. They saw me, they'd be excited. And that's how I was with Color Daddy. I was like, wow, they want me on there? Okay, heck, put me on there. Even though I like, because never in a million years I think they'd ask me on. I think I was on right after Wiz Khalifa or something was there the day before. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll take it. Paris Hilton was on. So, anyways, it was like the biggest podcast. Spotify, who rejected me, but it was a Spotify podcast. So go look at it on there, I guess. I think that's the only place you can watch it, which is wild to me. You put in all that work and it's only on Spotify. But I guess for $60 million, I guess we could put behind a paywall too. I just would love, you don't see clips of it. I never see like Color Daddy clips.
They're like posted so much after the interview and then also so short because I don't have Spotify. So when Alex did like the Hailey Bieber one, I was like, how the hell do I watch this? You know?
And so what did you do?
My work like ingests the video. So I have to like go into like our work system and like freaking watch the interview.
It. Yeah. It is like annoying, the paywall thing, but it must work. I mean, you said Joe Rogan's on there.
There's no paywall.
Yeah, you have to join, you be a member of Spotify.
No, it's just download the app. There's ads. There's ads. It's like YouTube.
Oh.
It's not different.
I don't have the app and I don't want to make an account.
Yeah, it sounds like so much work. Michelle Phan is having a podcast with Spotify. They're like, do you want Michelle Phan on? They can do a podcast swap. Do you know her?
Of course. I mean, she's like the OG. Like,
yeah, I think she had a deal with Spotify, and they were asked to, I don't know. I guess what my point was like, yeah, Michelle Phan is iconic, of course, and I like love her, and I loved her back in the day, but it's interesting that people Spotify choose. Again, this is me just a little jealous, a little bitter, because I had a couple meetings at Spotify myself, and it's always interesting who they choose to give podcasts to. Heidi and Spencer, again, love them. They both follow me. Heidi's followed me. Heidi like DM'd me one day, and I was like, could you come on my podcast, girl? But just like random, I don't know. I think I am blacklisted everywhere. So thank you to our patrons and Patreon. They've like reached out to like help us with it and stuff like that. So at least we have our Patreon. But it is kind of wild. Anyway, it's good for all of them. That's just me being better. Don't worry about it. We love it. We love a podcast. Everyone having a podcast. And we're here for it.
I forget who it was, but there was someone random who was starting a podcast, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I remember it was like, I think it was some like straight man influencer that I was like, "Who cares?"
Who?
I forget who it was. I wish I remembered, but I remember just being like, "Why?" Like, why do we need a podcast? Oh, I remember it was Colleen.
Wait, what? Her podcast is coming back.
She's making a podcast come back, and I was like, "Who cares?"
No, who cares? I mean, okay. If she gets sponsors back, like there's a very big difference, right? Being problematic and doing stupid stuff in your past or whatever. But then there's like really like gross, sick people out there, and she's one of them. And it's like if she's getting her sponsors back on her podcast, that to me is so like there's something bigger than wild. What's like a term where like that's like
full out insane and like unfathomable. It's like
no. Look, like when you're an awful, evil, sick person, like I'm not saying like anything bad should happen to you, but it's like, you know, like go take a break, like reevaluate your life, like actually get help, like get off the internet, like where you did all this inappropriate behavior. You know what I mean? It's wild that she just comes back. I mean, because we can just like jump to it now, I guess. Like it's just like the video where she said, I had this big audition and I booked the role. Yeah. And she's like, and then I lost it because a made up story about me came out. And I'm like, okay, and I know I said I was going to stop talking about this, but the fact that she keeps talking about it makes, we were talking about this morning, is like, there should be no other choice than for everyone, Becky, Adam, me, to just remind people what's not made up, what you actually confess to, what is actually real. You having weird nudes of me and sending them unsolicited to your fans and stuff like that. Like you going out to lunch with Adam McIntyre when he was 15 years old and sending him like underwear and stuff in the mail. Like these are not like made up lies. It's just like more people coming out with it because they feel comfortable with it. Obviously the stuff about me coming out and stuff, I was just like, so she's writing it off and maybe, who knows, she's so vague about it. Like, oh, there was a made up story, but there's so many real circumstances. The thing with Becky, like opening her legs when she was 16 on stage. These are all very real things. There's proof, there's evidence, receipts. What's the Salt Lake City? There's just like, you know what I mean? There's just everything out there. What is it? Like proof, screenshots, recordings, receipts. Okay, there's all of that out there. And I have the email of you being like, so sorry, I was a coward. I should have told, like there's, like even in her vague, like, oh, I've learned so much about friendships. It's like, yeah, you're lying to people. Like the Rosanna one of her being like, all this stuff is not true. All of it's not true. And then coming out with like, it's actually true. She said that to me. Oh, none of that's true. The fans sent, and I have to just keep reiterating this because now like she's rewriting this narrative of like, it's all made up. I lost work. I'm the victim, but I'm reclaiming it. Moving forward, we're going to have a podcast again. And it's like, literally learning nothing, no repercussions. So I did see a comment of someone saying, like, maybe in her head, because there's no repercussions, she thinks she's innocent. Maybe she thinks, well, I wasn't proven guilty in like a court of law, so I'm innocent. But there's all these actual receipts, including her telling me, like, yeah, I'm so sorry, like that was fucked up, like I was a coward. So it's like, this is all real. Your weirdo friends watching my OF and making fun of me and stuff like that, it's all real. Her friend's face, I think about that all the time. Like her friend that's like barely on YouTube and social media, but everyone knows is her friend, that the guy who's like a musical theater guy, holding my OF next to his face, her taking a picture and sending it to that Johnny or whatever like that. I'm like, you're such a sicko. Like you're admitting to these weird watch parties. It's like so crazy, and it actually makes me sick. Like even when I saw her come back, I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna even watch it because like I can't stand her face. Like she's just such a liar, such a manipulator, and and also just like a creep at the end of the day. Like her seeing all these weird stuff she did with her fans on stage, Adam as a child, like having these conversations, and it wasn't just one or two. It's like the group chats, we've seen them. It's all out there. There's no lies detected. So for her to be like, oh my gosh, I lost this opportunity when there's made up story, it made my blood boil. And I'm like, okay, this is why people keep sharing their stories and keep talking, because until something does happen, and maybe more people will come out or something like that, until there's actual like repercussions for it, it's actually like insane to me. So it's like, as long as she keeps thinking she's the victim and did nothing wrong and she's so innocent in this, I'll keep talking about it. I don't know if I sound like a broken record, whatever, it'll eventually come out, like just like stuff in the past with me when I was like, I kept talking about stuff and then other people feel comfortable coming forward and then there's more stuff that comes out. It's like, how much more do you want to come out, girl? Like in her best interest is to just keep her mouth shut, because I feel like there is probably so many more people who don't have stories in those group chats and whatever that could keep talking. And she's just like, she's provoking that by saying none of it's real, none of it's true, you know? Adam, you know, who knows, like whatever else. It's like if he says he has these, you know, she texted him stuff like that, it's like she's provoking more stuff. You know, maybe he wants to put it behind him, but it's like, at what point do you have to like, okay, now I got to dig and find all the stuff you sent me and to make it more incriminating, just like the underwear thing where she kind of buried it and be like, there was a misunderstanding where it showed edited that she was the one that asked him, even though she said, oh, Adam asked me. That was her narrative for so long, until all this came back out, including myself, to see like, oh shit, like no, she is the one who said, do you want this underwear? Even though her whole storyline to everyone, including me, including the internet, was like, no, he asked for it because she edited it out. She's only going to keep provoking people and incriminating herself. It's just going to there is just going to be more and more that come out, because clearly this is a person that was having multiple inappropriate conversations, at the very least, with minors and stuff like that, and meeting up with them. I still can't fathom being married. It's like you, me, and Moses going out with a fan that's 15 years old and having lunch. Like, you know, oh, we're in Dublin today. Do you want to come meet us for lunch? Like
our hotel room.
In our hotel. Yeah. Like what? Like that. And he was like, you know, my parents just dropped me off and all that stuff like that. And it's just like, that's a person that's like, there's something, again, it doesn't compute or something, how like weird that is and inappropriate that is. Like it's so bizarre. And just seeing her, that I just saw the clip, because I really don't watch her videos. I scroll through TikTok. It's like, I think it's like Spilled Tea or something with me. I don't know, one of those. And she showed the little clip of her just sitting there and just being like a complete victim. Be like, I worked really hard for this audition. Everyone's been asking me about the audition. And everyone's like, oh, the people who asked about this audition, are they in the room with us? Because like no one's asking about this. It's like so weird. It was, and I remember all of it. I remember it was happening. I remember her audition for it or whatever like that. But it's like, this is all your own doing. This is all your own doing. Like it's one thing. And I'm that person. It's like, if something happened like 10 years ago and you own up to it and you apologize, you've reached out to Adam, you've done whatever, and you're just trying to move past, that's like one thing. But then it's like such another thing. That would be like me to be like, I've never said anything problematic in my life. And it's such a different scale, because I wasn't doing any, like nothing. But I'm just saying, like, to just act like I've just been a saint, like, oh, I have no idea why people dislike me. It's so weird. Like, I don't get it. But her just being like so recent, all this stuff's so recent. It's so bizarre to me. It's so crazy. And how are you going to keep provoking that? Like, girl, you skated by, you've saved a little bit of fans, you know what I mean? And so you're lucky you're coming back a little bit. Like Shane's very like low key for the most part, but her to come back and be like, you know, it was all lies. It's like, they just don't say anything. Like she just sounds so stupid, manipulative, and just thinking people are stupid, I guess. And a lot of her fan base is young still. We saw that with JoJo coming to her defense and being like, we were friends when I was 13. She was great. And I was like, this is the problem. Like, you know, her fans are these young people believing it. I have her own fans come up to me and I go to their profile. They're literally 10-year-olds, like people being like, I can't believe you would betray Colleen. And then I go and it's like literally a 10-year-old like Instagram. And I was just like, this is crazy. And these are the people she's catering to, that she's still able to have an audience with on YouTube. Then creating this whole situation now that it didn't even happen. Oh, this is a made up story last summer. and being vague about it, making it all seem like it's a made up story is like, and I know Adam's like trying to move on, and people, I know Becky's still like active on Twitter talking about it, which like honestly good for her, because that would enrage me. It enrages me, and I'm not even a child in this situation. You know what I mean? It's like, and it enrages me so much because it just like, but you are this shit person. Like, acknowledge it. You've acknowledged it to me privately, but now online you're gonna act like I was like just so innocent and all this. No, you have sick behavior. You have sick tendencies, and like I've been trying not to talk about it or just talk about it on Patreon or whatever, because I'm like, it is like so upsetting. But I just feel like people let so much go of stuff that shouldn't be let go, because now she's just like back and being like, yeah, we're moving forward and stuff like that, without acknowledging what she did was wrong.
Yeah, that's tea, honestly. Like, there's only so much you can say about her because it is kind of the same, like, talking points too. But it's like, you can't let someone get away with this stuff. Like, you can't let someone blatantly, like, lie and try to, like, rewrite what happened.
Yeah.
Like you said, when it's so recent and there's literal proof. Like, she's acting as if Swoop didn't just do, like, 15 hours of content and interview all these people who had like weird relationships with Colleen. You know what I mean? Like, we saw that. Like, we all know. So to act like none of that was real, this whole like umbrella that everything was made up is like genuinely like ludicrous. Like, it's actually like unfathomable. It's
insulting.
It's so insulting. And I try to like avoid the content too. I think I remember how I watched it, because I was like needing something to watch when I ate lunch, and I was like, let me watch, Spill Sesh or whatever. And I was like, okay, let's see what this lady is up to. And I was like gagged. I was gagged.
Same.
Like, how can you completely rewrite the narrative? It's like beyond delusional. It's like genuinely like sick, I think, in my opinion.
It's sick. It's like a sickness.
It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. And if you really want to be about it, there's so many comments demanding that I bring Relax the podcast.
No.
Girl, then unfilter your comments. Let's see it. I am so annoyed. Unfilter your comments. Take out those little safe words, and let's see what the comments really say. If you're going to say that there's so much demand for us to know about why you're not renovating your house, or why there's where the podcast is at, or what happened to your failed Broadway career, then unfilter those comments and let's see what the comments say, if that's the case.
Because we can see them on TikTok. We see them on TikTok. Amen to that, all of that. Because I see them on TikTok. I go to all those Spill Sesh, Spill Tea. Those are where you see the unfiltered comments. And no one is worried about you. Oh, why didn't you finish renovating your kitchen? Well, we kind of went through some money hardships last year because of your sick behavior. And that is 100% everything you said is so spot on. And as long as she's going to keep rewriting the narrative, I'll just keep bringing up the real narrative, because there's, again, the receipts, the proofs, the screenshots, everything. That, like, made me so sick back then, and it makes me so sick now. And it's like, her best interest is just to completely move on and ignore it, because she's like completely in the wrong. But
I don't understand.
Yeah, the fact that she brings it up.
If you're gonna act like it didn't happen, then just, and like, if you didn't say it, if you didn't say, I had the hardest 2023 because everyone was mean, and whales got me through so much in my life because I was having a hard time, and I had dreams of whales. Did you?
She's disgusting.
If you just lived your life, no one would have ammo. No one would have like any ammunition against you. But if you're gonna like keep lying and being miserable, terrible, and like, if you want your career, whatever, vlog for 50K views, 100K views, whatever, do it. That's good. Like, you can make a living off of that.
Yeah. She's going back on tour.
But why are you gonna keep dragging this around and making us all seem stupid? Like, don't make the viewers seem stupid. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
and just your fans. This is why you have the 10-year-old fans, the 12-year-old fans, because everyone else is just like you. And it's just sad. It's sad. It makes me so upset. It makes me so upset, actually. And I'm just like,
because you remember, I mean, when she came back, it was an apology, and I did a lot of work, and now it's like everything was lies. So what was the work?
Yeah, why did you leave for 4 months?
What was the apology for? And then also the way she words it, it's like, there was one story that was made up about me.
Yeah.
So does that mean that everything else was true?
Right.
Which one is the one story? If you can actually prove that there was one story that was a lie, why won't you say what the story was?
Yeah, but
why would you lose all this work if it was one
just
story?
Like she told me or Rosanna, I was just like, she goes, it's all lies. That's how she kept telling me, it's all lies. I don't know. I mean, the scariest part, and I'm just gonna keep saying my story because it's 100% the truth, and it's obviously something she's forgotten. And like, I have a voice, and even if I didn't have a voice, I'd keep shouting it out into oblivion, just like I've done in the past. Is like that 2 weeks when it first came out that she supposedly sent like my nudes and stuff to like fans, And I asked her about it, and she's like, "Oh my God, absolutely not!" Like, because I was quiet that day. She's like, "Absolutely not." They would do it. They would send me pictures, and once in a while, I'd be like, "Okay," but she goes, "It was never like nude." And then when I saw that, I was like, 2 weeks later, I was like, "Wow, this is like a psychopath. This person like knew she was caught. There's no way she forgot she did this. It's like, how do you not just like admit to it and just be like, yeah, this was messed up. This was a while ago." Like, it's so that was the scariest part. Is like this person's just like straight up lying to my face in my home, as if I was stupid or as if it wasn't going to come out. And maybe she was lucky that maybe the other ones haven't come out, but she's just going to provoke it and like until like it's just like the David situation too, when there was a photo that came out, you know what I mean? When other things come out, and it's like, it's her own doing. All this has been her own doing. And yeah, what help, what therapy were you working on that? I don't know. She's very delusional, and it's actually scary.
Yeah, because she gives them ammunition. So now if somebody does something, they will say, no, that was a lie.
Yeah.
That story was a lie. Like, which story?
There's no lies. There's at least 3 stories that are truth. So,
But when you give your fans ammunition, they'll go out and fight the other people and just stand up for you and they have no idea even what it is because they don't care about what the stories were. They don't follow Adam or you know what I mean? They don't hear the other voices. They just hear
hear hers. Yeah, that's why I'll keep fighting with it. There's so much that I can let go and be like, okay, I'm just gonna be at peace with myself. But this is like one thing. I made my peace. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm thriving. But it's like, there's just certain things that I'll keep talking about because I think it's such a sick situation. It involves underage people and it's disgusting. And also like my nudes and just being an overall sick person. I mean, she had my nudes. She was sending them at 1 month postpartum. Like, you're a sick person. Anyways.
And just to like solidify too, the fact that she apologized to you means that it wasn't made up. You know what I mean?
1,000%. No, she confirmed. I mean, but it was so obvious. I mean, her friend was it's so obvious.
But it's crazy that she would confess to you and then like tell everyone else no. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's why I said back then, I'll say it now. Like she confessed. She's like, yeah, that was weird. Like she goes, I was whatever she said with the email, and I have the email. I had to like literally check the email. I'm like, is this from her? Like, it was crazy. I was shocked that she admitted, and that was like 4 days later after it came out.
Literally everyone that she surrounded herself on YouTube like has like denounced her too. So it's like, wouldn't that also be kind of like a reality check? Like,
yeah,
she was friends with Daniel and Joey for so long.
Oh yeah,
you know, that's what like almost over 10 years basically.
Yeah,
2012 or whatever. So and they have like wrote you off, girl.
And
like,
Rosanna too publicly came out and said it because it was like, and those are people that are your friends, and they. Why? Because there's overwhelming proof that came out. There's like overwhelming. Like there's just no, it's not a little bit maybe twisted, whatever. It's like the overwhelming amount of proof. From Becky's story to Adam's, you know, all the meetups with him to like you taking advantage of your fans and having inappropriate conversations. Like, there's so much. Like, that's why people disowned you. That because it's real. It was facts. Like, that was it. And for so long, everyone wanted to hold on. I think, you know, Joey had texted me like, oh, I don't know what to do in this situation early on because we didn't know, you know, stuff was happening. And me too. I'm like, okay, this is not the person I know. Like, but when there's overwhelming evidence, you're just like, this person is sick and this is not okay. I mean, it's just true. I don't think there's any other way to say it. There's no hearsay. There's no there. It's like facts, true. Go watch Swoop's docu-series about it.
I know. She needs to come out with another one or something to remind this lady was gone down.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just like people, I'm so sick of people like, oh, you're bringing this up again. It's the same talking points. It's like, because she brings it up as if this didn't happen, and that's not okay. I'm not letting that happen. Like, if I do get brought up and it's something that's like clearly didn't happen, I'm going to say it. Like, I'm not going to just let someone, you know, not to what we had an experience like that earlier last year. It was like someone said something happened that didn't happen. So then I will speak up. I'll be like, let's rewind the tape because this is exactly what happened. Tweet, video, look at it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I don't like is when people think enough time has passed and, oh, Trisha's in a different place now. And so she's not going to be as combative. Yeah, true. But I'll still say it's not, you know, it's a lie or whatever because I don't want that. That's not going to happen. That's because people will start believing them because they only hear that for the first time. Oh, okay. So that must be true. No.
Actually, Ellen, that's not the truth.
What is that?
Oh my God, you've never seen that meme?
Ellen? No.
Dakota Johnson?
When she talking about like not being invited to Dakota's parties or something. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Colleen, that's not the truth.
That's not the truth. And it just, oh my God, like it angered me so much. And yeah, people see it. I mean, like again, like you said, she filters her comments, so it's obviously like nice or whatever, but like people like see it and I'm glad.
I just hate that excuse. The comment section are demanding answers.
Yeah. No, they're not.
Girl,
no one is.
BFFR. That really, God. Shut up. Shut up.
Oh, just shut up. The one where she's talking about the people are wondering why we haven't finished renovations in our house. I'm so out of touch with everything happening. You bought a $6 million house before you even sold your $4 million house, and you're acting like I had to come back for money and stuff like that. And it's like, okay, but like just. No one cares. Like, no one cares. And the renovation, no one's asking about renovation. I didn't even know she was doing renovations, and I was friends with her, had a podcast with her. And Oh my God. Just awful person. Just an awful
terrible.
person. And I am someone who's like definitely like, oh no, don't take away people's sponsors. But it's just like, if she comes back with a sponsor on a podcast, like that's just like those people, like that's the one, do your research. This person is like a sick person.
And I'll flip,
did
and
not get
I'll
help.
go around making the 100 accounts, being like, why the hell are you sponsoring?
People do that with me, and at this point, I just chalk up like whatever, you know what I mean?
It
But
is what
it's
it
like,
is.
yeah. But when there's like an actual awful person, they're like, I'm just coming back with a podcast, and we're gonna have like whatever. I was just like, okay, girl. Like, do you have anything else on Colleen?
No, I think, bitch, I said what I said.
What I said. Bitch, I said what I said. I honestly, it's actually like it's so frustrating. I can't even imagine like someone like Adam. That's why I've always supported. I'm like, do 5,000 videos about her because like I get it now. I get it because like I didn't. She would say all this stuff about Adam. Oh, it's just a thing where he like I sent him the underwear because he asked for it, but it was not used. Okay, whatever. But then like to hear the story and her editing it out and her making all this thing like it's like yeah, shout it 5,000 times because that's so weird and messed up. And also you were a kid and like then you see this person still thriving and still having success and like yeah, she was on Broadway. Like yeah, good for Broadway for not because that's like you're weird. Like you're sick. You're just a sick person. So anyways, I don't know. Anyways, can we do a shoe cam? Is shoe cam ready?
Oh, we haven't done a shoe cam in a while.
Well, because no shoes have fit me. I'm so pregnant and my feet are so
Shout
swollen.
out Keds.
Yeah, Oh, did we talk about this?
the
We talked about
Keds.
the Taylor Swift Keds. Shoe cam here. No shoes have fit me lately, but the Keds now, not sponsored. This is going to sound so sponsored. The Keds now offered wide feet shoes. And when I tell you these things are wide, look how wide they are. I can slip in and out of them. They are... These are wide. Nothing fit me at the shoot yesterday. No shoes were fitting me. They shot me literally from the knees up. But these literally, you can just slide in. These are the wide width, size 8. They come in sparkly. And I can actually wear shoes again. I was just wearing slippers. So these are my go-to shoes. And yeah, they're helping my pregnant, swollen, ridiculously huge feet. So thank you, Keds. And thank you, Shoe Cam. Okay. Oh, God.
I know. Usually we save her for the end, but my God, we had to.
Why did we even get
in.
there? I don't know. I know. It's like it was like weighing on me. It's like the thing I saw before we started Hot Topics. I was like watching it because you know what? I didn't even watch it. I just like saw the clip and I was just like, I don't even watch this whole thing. So I was like watching it and I was just like, everything about it just actually like made me like
I know.
ill.
It actually is. It's just bananas. It is like watching the clips. It's like it has like a menacing aura to it. I'm like, who can like actually enjoy this? I'm
Just
like, my
very
God.
yeah. And I don't know. I mean, I think again that just says something to maybe go. Get some help because I mean it's not well, and her putting out all this content and trying to like make these different stories up is like it's not well, it's not right, maybe I don't know. Stop talking about it is my best advice because if you keep talking about it, I'm gonna keep talking about it. That's just it. Period.
I'll just wait till Miranda comes back. Who knows what that's...
Oh my!
Oh,
could you
trigger
imagine?
warning. Oh my
Trigger
God.
warning.
The second I see that red lipstick on site.
Oh my
so,
on site.
oh my God.
Oh, it's 2024. I thought this was like in the past. I was like, okay, we're leaving Matt right behind. We're leaving Colleen behind. And it was just this happened. And I was just like, okay. Guess that's the one thing. I was like, I have a podcast. I got to just use my voice with this. Especially because I was personally victimized by Colleen Ballinger.
Period,
like, it was crazy. Anyways, do you want to talk about, do you care about the McBrooms? Do we care?
Yeah, I'm interested to see your, because I don't know
Okay.
much about them, so I'm interested, and I was like researching obviously, but I'm
Yeah.
interested to hear what you have to say.
I don't either. I just know like the headlines. Okay, so they were together, they said a decade. Catherine McBroom and Austin McBroom are getting divorced, which is honestly shocking. I know a lot of people are like, oh, like we saw this coming or whatever, but I kind of was shocked. I like turned to Moses, I was like, oh my God, they're divorcing. Well, we've heard, all I know about this is like bullet points, right? They're family vloggers. They were pretty daily for a while. Filming their kids and having their kids in their thumbnails. I mean, this whole goes to the whole family vlogger thing, like what's right, what's not, but it is always a little off-putting to me personally if you like rely on your kids for content. You guys know I post my daughter. I'm not saying, and some people are against just putting your kid out there, period. Some people think what I do is like weird, like, oh my God, you put your daughter out there, period. I put her out there, you know what I mean? But I definitely don't rely on her. I do not monetize. Like, that's not where my income comes from. It's not every day. Even we got offers for her commercials, like big commercials for her, and we just haven't done it yet because I'm just like, I just like really have to like weigh the pros and cons of it because I'm like, okay, once you put her in like a commercial or something, that's like, you're like kind of putting it out there, you know what I mean? Not that I'm opposed to it or it could happen in the future, but just as a baby right now, we're just like, whatever. So they documented all their kids and like that's kind of their thing. They're family vloggers. They're a couple vlogger. They're like a power couple. I know about their foreclosure house. Like I watched that. I know there was like cheating rumors with Austin. I know Tana actually was like in the center of it at one point, kind of getting her back in the day when Tana was more messy, which like honestly not even messy, just probably speaking the truth, like saying that Austin always cheats on Catherine or something like that. And then Catherine clapping back and being, I think the surprising thing is Catherine would always defend him. She defended Austin so much, like clapping back like you guys don't know our lies. But I think even her ex-sister-in-law or something would always come for them and spill the tea on all this stuff like that. But they're divorcing after a decade. They used to make a lot of money. I know they rented out the Staples Center for one of their fan events.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, and it was crazy. They had these big celebrities playing in this basketball thing. They had the Ace Fest, which looked, relatively successful. I mean, they seem to have like a lot of people there. They have a big fan base. So, yeah, they're divorcing, and they both made a post, very different post. Did you read both of their posts?
Yeah, I mean, they were kind of similar though, right? But like,
I felt like the tone was so different to me.
Really?
I felt I had made a little notes on it. Catherine's was very like, she's like, I'm up for like the challenge, and they're still best friends. Whereas Austin's was using words like he was like, taking a leap of faith, where it's like leap of faith, and also he's like, his concern was taking care of, he said his kids, but also then he's like his mind, his spirituality, his body. I was like, okay, that's kind of like whatever. And then, but I always thought with his words of leap of faith versus hers, like, I'm taking on a new challenge. I thought it was interesting because challenge implies that it's a little more difficult. As for leap of faith, maybe I'm wrong with this. I always imply that to mean like it's like a this is
jumping in.
Yeah, like this is a good thing. Like
Yeah.
a leap of faith. Like, you know what? I'm taking a leap of faith that this is the right thing for me, as opposed to like, I don't know. The tone maybe was, maybe I need to reread it again, but to me it was like very different tones. I was like, oh, this is like really different. Even her in the car, did you watch her car speech?
Yeah.
Like it was like a 7-minute car speech too, where, she said she's the happiest she's ever been, which was like a different tone than hers. I was like, oh, okay. She's like, this is the happiest I've ever been. She says she feels liberated. She says she was really loyal. She's like, one thing about me is I'm super loyal, which kind of implies maybe he's not loyal is what I gathered from it. But the one thing I kept getting is like, she's like, we never argued. We never fought. We were and still are the best friends. So I was like, okay, then why are you getting divorced, girl? I never understood that. She's like, we never fought, never argued, and we're still best friends. So I was like, are you just like, I guess maybe implying that she just fell out of love with him? I don't know. I'm not really sure the implications of it. I know everyone was excited. Everyone's like, oh, finally, good for Catherine. I think one time, what else? I think we might have talked about on the podcast when she was vlogging and he said something about his hair and then she put it down. He goes, no, wait, what? Like, remember it was like a part that they didn't edit out. And he got like mad at her, and then they like restarted, and she's like, okay, like restart. And like kind of saw that like mask slipping a little bit. But yeah, everyone seemed to be happy for Catherine. Oh, finally, I'm glad you're out of that. So I don't know what part of it makes everyone hate Austin so much. I would assume maybe just the cheating rumors, or I don't know. Is there more rumors to his? I have no idea. But maybe his overall vibe is just douchey to people.
To me, he's very unlikable.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think that is the one good. And there's so much like controversy around him. I think like everything that comes up like about his business, like there was the story where he was like scamming fans with like giveaways and stuff. Like they never got whatever the items that he was supposed to give away. He had like a $3 million lawsuit from like the YouTubers versus TikTokers boxing event. And
yeah.
So there's a lot of like scandal around him. He recently was DMing like OF girls saying like, let me sign you to my like new OF agency.
Oh,
yeah.
How recent?
I think like a couple weeks ago.
So maybe that's why she needed to come out with it.
It was before they must have been like already, separated before he started doing it. But it's also just like all the OF girls were like posting the screenshots to like their Twitter of their DMs being like, this seems like the biggest scam ever. Cause he was like in their DMs trying to like sign them. Then obviously he gets a cut, blah, blah, blah,
Don't ever sign with anyone but not Austin McBroom of all people.
Of all people,
I don't think he knows about the OF world girls.
Yeah, especially like, I think people are excited because people want the opportunity to like Catherine separate from Austin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so like her as an individual and to see like what she does without having to, also be alongside him and kind of like be her own person.
Agreed. And like in her little car speech, she, you guys can ask me any question you want. I'm like, come on, just Trish. We have questions. I want to know. But it is interesting to me. And I don't fault her. I don't fault anyone obviously for divorcing, but when like your brand and your business is your coupleness, like being a couple and being a family, like that's when you have to know something must have like really bad have happened, right? Because like, and she always said, I always put my family first and the kids, and like just overall, you always hear about people staying together, and then once the kids are adults, like breaking up or divorcing after the kids. So I always in my head think, I'm like, this must be really bad. Like this is your business, this is your livelihood. That's why it was confusing to me when she's like, he's my best friend, we never argue, and I was like, wait, so why are you divorcing? You know what I mean? Like it's like, I feel like there has to be something, and the nosy part of me is like, there has to be something deeper. And I don't think it's cheating. I mean, maybe he cheated for sure, or allegedly. I don't know. Maybe he cheated. I don't want to say for sure. Maybe he cheated, but she seemed to be. Some people are just like okay with it. You know what I mean? Or they just know, or they just like turn a blind eye or something like that. You know what I mean? To stay together for the kids, the business, whatever. And maybe that's what she was saying. She was like fooling herself that she wasn't happy. I don't know. I was just like, I'm just so curious. I just feel like, okay, they're like best friends. So like, why, you know, I don't know.
Imagine just like not being fully like in love. You know, she's like young, she's beautiful. Like you want to have that full life. I would imagine. You know, like you'd want to have a partner who you actually like think is a good person. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess. I just think when you're with someone for so long, you put in so much time. I just like.
But I would, if she was like 80, I would be like, you know, stick it out. But she's like, she still has so much life ahead of her. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah,
you know,
with young kids, it's just so hard to, unless you're like, even Kim Kardashian says she has trouble dating with like 4 young kids and stuff like that. So maybe she doesn't want to date right away or whatever, but it's, I don't know. To me, it's like you go through spells of love too. There's times when you're like so in love, and I feel like there's times when you're just like partners, you know, you're just trying to make it through the day. So I don't know, when people say they fall out of love, it always scares me a little bit, because I knew someone who said they were married 10 years and divorced, and he's like, I just wasn't in love with her anymore. And I was like, that's the scariest thing, is like one day you could just be like, I'm not in love with you. I don't want to like live with you and be a partner with you in life anymore.
Yeah.
Because I feel like even if we felt like out of love, if like there wasn't a spark there anymore, like I just still like you're such a partner in my life that I'm like, I couldn't even, I don't know. I wouldn't want to just like leave to have like a spark with, I don't know, someone else.
Also, there's like, if there's smoke, there's fire. And for like the past, 5-6 years, there's just been like things, you know? So I imagine it kind of like builds up, and like over time, like all these like little or bigger instances like kind of build up, and then it's almost like, okay, how much can like one woman take? You know what I mean?
I see. So you think maybe as like a boiling effect?
Up. Yeah. Because even if it's like, maybe there's not like one inciting incident, but it's just like you get hit with so many little stones, and it's like at some point it's like, okay, like that over time, that's what kind of forced you to like fall
the
out,
OF one is wild if that's real. Like that would be the craziest thing to me. Like, yeah, I don't know. Unless they made that decision together, which sounds like maybe they didn't. But it's like if my husband was like DMing girls to be like, hey, if you want to start an OF, I don't know. First of all, it gives very predatory, creepy vibes, you know, like hitting up girls on OF with that way. That could be this, for me, that would be, I think, a divorce. I think I'd be like, ooh, what are you doing? I don't know. Yeah, maybe, and like you said, maybe it's an accumulation. Like there's just been so many things throughout the years that has happened, and you can only take so much. It's just I feel so bad for the kids because they are so young. That's the thing. It's like when kids are so young, it's like, what does that mean now? What does that look like? Because she said he's still living with her, but he's about to move into his own place. It's like, so is he only going to see the kids like on the weekends? Like, and it's just so sad. I guess I'm a child of divorce, and it's like literally the worst thing in the whole world. It's like you see your dad. Like I just saw my dad in the summers and Christmas, because I just think if you're really that good of friends, like you could just like, and you want to have your family first, like stay together for them and then have the fun. I mean, they're going to be 18 in 10 years. You know, have the fun in 10 years.
I don't know. I waiting another 10 years being stuck with him, I'd be like, hell no.
I get it.
Hell no.
I just feel bad the kids can't see both their parents.
They'll still see both their parents.
But not all the time.
It'll be different. I know. It'll be different.
It traumatized me. It still does to this day, like not getting to see my dad. Like, you know what I mean? And I get it. My parents, their reason for divorce is like wild. It's like crazy. So like I get it. Like they had to, but I mean, it's still awful. And you still, no matter what, at least I'll speak for myself and my siblings, like you feel like it was your fault. You know what I mean? Like this happened because of you. Your dad doesn't want, like, because it's obviously not. We know this as adults, but not having your dad be with you every day. You're like, oh, my dad chose to leave me. My dad chose to not live with us. You know what I mean? That's what you feel as a kid. And of course, like later on, me now, I still talk in therapy to this day about it. I was like, why did my dad choose to go back to California? Why did my dad choose this? You know what I mean? But it's like not really fully out. Like, so I just thought he didn't want me. He didn't want to be with us. We were the problem, you know, if we didn't have the kids. And you just think that as a kid, but I don't know. Of course, I'm not against people divorcing, but I'm just such a different place where I'm just like, we just live together. I would just, I don't know. It's sad. It's sad too when the whole internet is like, obviously they like made themselves a couple, so the whole internet has an opinion about it. And then the whole internet's like, yes, finally she left him. And it's like I guess that should make her feel good. It should make her feel like, you know, she did the right. She said she's the happiest she's ever been, honestly. So I guess that's, you know, a good thing. If you're like, and then she has also had to specify she still mourns the death of the marriage. She's still sad about that, but she said she's the happiest. So I guess that's good.
Yeah.
And she said that too with her kids. She's like, she always put their happiness first. She goes, they can't be happy unless I'm happy. So Austin, yeah, he gives me the ick too, guys. I'm with you on this. I'm just trying to, it's a sad, sad thing. And it's like big and everyone's talking about it. It is the worst too. Oh God. Because I'm so nosy. This is what I'm talking about. Like gossip is just like inherent part of us where you're just like, oh my God, what happened? And this is like, when this happened, I was like, oh my God, this is a big hot topic. You know what I mean? Where it becomes someone's news when it's actually like your life. Because it would be the most devastating thing. Like if we ever got divorced and I was just like, oh my God. And then you do look like, I don't want to say like stupid, not stupid, but like, they brought up so many clips of her defending Austin or them talking about divorce. Did you see this? Like all the times they talk about divorce and how it wasn't an option for them. And then, and like, I get it. Like then all that stuff comes back up in your face and then you feel like dumb or whatever like that. But that's what you do when you put your life on the internet. I really suggest highly, I will continue putting my life on the internet, but I always tell people like, don't. Who was it? Oh, I know. We had talked to someone who was like, didn't want their relationship out there. And I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love sharing my life, but I mean, I think for the most part, I'm very much in the, reality show, Ozzy and Sharon, Nick and Jessica, where I'm like, that's us, Moses. We're Moses and Trisha, you know what I mean? But it's funny because like I won't speak for you, you can speak on this, but it's like he was at the indoor playground with Malibu yesterday, and like you said, like a mom when her kid or the mom recognized you in the playground and wanted a picture with you, and you were like, no, because he was with Malibu by himself, so he like just didn't want to take the picture. But it's like it is this weird thing where we are like known, but you like don't want to be known. It's not like you're like
No, it's
right?
not to be known. The pictures is just, I told you, it's just more, if we're together, the reason to take a picture is because you're there.
Oh, okay.
For me, like I don't need pictures of me with another girl out there. There's just no reason for that.
Interesting. But it's so weird because I get it. I get why people like want a picture with you because like I do put you out there so much. So I'm always like, is it weird? The water droplet. Maybe she was a water droplet. And then it kind of makes me sad because I'm like, oh, maybe they just wanted, and then they saw you and they want a picture. But I get being alone with Malibu and not wanting to take a picture because I would be like that too. I'm like, I don't want, because it could always be a decoy, someone come up to be like, oh, hey. You hear about that, like
That's
the Target
true,
people that
yeah.
try to like stop you and then they whatever. So I mean, I appreciate that, but
I think a real water droplet would not care about that momentary satisfaction of a photo.
right. They just would say hi. They would be
And
happy with the
appreciate
interaction.
moment. Yeah, that's tea.
The water droplets, yeah. Yeah, I have this weird thing where I don't know. I feel like with you were so private, and I feel like I was like, okay, I don't know, but in my head, I never wanted to keep it private.
I mean, I wasn't
You
private.
were a private
I was
person.
lecturing on YouTube. I was doing things, but I was just not a YouTuber. I wasn't sharing my private
You weren't sharing your
life,
life.
but I was out there, like doing things
Yeah.
in the public, so that's the only difference.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I just like always wanted to share everything, like every relationship.
Oh, wow, you did?
Yeah. Wait, what?
That was sarcasm.
I was like, yeah, I think I did. Way too much information. I just think it's so fun. I'm just so live in a movie. Like I think my life is a movie, and I feel like that's, I don't know. It's kind of weird. That's why with my daughter it did shift a little bit, where I'm like, I want to share everything, but at the same time I'm like, oh man, I need to like protect this person just because I saw how like nasty people can be. I'm like, you're weird, but yeah, to each their own. But I feel bad because the Ace family is just like so out there, and then it's like this happens, and I wonder if she'll do like interviews.
I'm sure she will eventually, don't you think?
She seemed to be open. She's like, if you have questions, I'm open to answering them.
Okay, come on.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I got questions.
Reach out. You should DM her just to see.
Could you
Also,
imagine?
we don't know yet where it's going to develop to.
Yeah, sure.
Because I think if he's that problematic now that he's out there and single on his own,
Oh Lord,
yeah. So I mean,
That's
it really depends on what he's going to do now. Because from what you read his statement, it sounds like he was the problem. He's going to do self-work, right? Like,
Yeah, it was very much like spiritual God,
spiritual
my body,
so-
mind.
which means cheating and drugs or something to me.
Okay, well, actually, we don't
Allegedly,
know.
in our opinion.
It means cheating and
Allegedly.
drugs. I
Allegedly.
never heard the drug. Maybe, I don't know.
But
yeah.
no, all I'm saying is like usually when people talk about taking care of their body or spirit, it means they were doing things that were just not right.
They need to go through a transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also they got married young. You said she's 33, so they got married
Yeah.
when she was 23 and had a baby. I mean, that's hard. I mean,
I think if he's gonna get his things together, I think they'll get back together.
Really? Wow. Predictions from Moses. He thinks so.
Yeah,
Why?
we'll see.
I think
But
she'll
I don't know
find
his-
someone like hot. And,
But I
like,
just don't know his character.
cool.
Yeah, she dated Michael B. Jordan. Everyone's like, go back to him.
Yeah. Period.
Yeah, period. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
She probably won't have any trouble finding someone.
Do
you know what I mean?
The little scoff.
Yeah. Well, I meant it in a good way. Was the scoff bad? I was thinking about me. I was like, man, I don't think I can find anybody.
that's
So
what
I was like, well, I don't know. But she could. She definitely could upgrade for sure. I'm like, I don't think there's anything better out there. No one's going to make me bolognese at night.
They shouldn't be dating at all. They should just focus on the kids now.
Moses said he wouldn't. This is interesting. Moses said he wouldn't date. He would never date again if we divorced.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes sense.
No,
Wait,
I mean, I
what?
think-
You just said like, oh, you're young, go out and like meet
No,
someone
For,
and be in love.
for her, because that's like what.
Oh my God.
Because literally, I mean, like think about it, like, and I feel like that's what she wants. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it would be hard to imagine how do you follow you? You know,
Oh, well, true.
you know,
Very true. Good point on that. Yes.
like actually,
Yeah, he's like, I wouldn't date anyone else. I was like, wow, really?
Well, my point is about kids. If you have kids, then that's basically what you're responsible for.
Well, that's your hot take on it. I get where you're coming from because I've had horrible experience with step parents, but probably most people would, maybe like 50% of people would disagree with you. But I love the take. I don't date anyone. Even if I was like passed away, I was like, he said it one day. I'm like, good, because I will haunt you. No, but I
Which
love that
means you'll
take.
still be around, so I won't be alone.
Right, I'll always be with you. I think that's a good take because I just had the worst experience with stepdads. But again, that's my personal experience. But yikes, where were we going with that? I don't know.
that was that.
that.
Yeah. Did you see that MatPat also? There's a lot of YouTube like then MatPat quit YouTube. There's a lot of like
MatPat
YouTube.
finance at Freddie
I
now.
know.
He got that role and he's like, bye.
I know. Like maybe this opens his schedule to be in the sequel. I guess.
Oh my god! Do you think that's why he like got this movie? What did he say? I didn't see why.
I think the main thing was just like burnout. You know, because he's still going to be working on his YouTube channels. There's just going to be like different faces to it, but he'll be working like behind the scenes. Was like the overall thing.
What's his channel? It's like gaming.
Game Theory.
So what's he gonna do if he's not gonna be on camera?
Cool. It's like a whole business. I think he sold it actually. So it's like a whole production.
Well,
yeah.
I'd retire too.
He's just kind of going to be more like, I guess like CEO vibes, I guess.
Love
like just more
that.
like behind the scenes.
I think that's what Smosh was, right? When they sold their channel, they sold it for like $5 million or something.
Yeah.
They said
It was like, I think within like an hour or 2 hours, it had like 2 million views or something. It was crazy.
Wow, people love him that much. I just didn't know much about him.
I guess because he's been on YouTube for like 10 years, you know, so he's just like such a staple. And I always hear his voice like, that's just a theory.
Oh,
Game
still don't
theory.
know. I don't never heard him talk.
I thought you heard it. You still haven't heard
No,
it?
just from you. And someone on Cameo asked me to say that, and I was like, okay.
That's what it was.
I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what it was.
That's just a theory, a game theory.
Yeah,
what does that even mean? What's a game theory?
It's like theories about video games, I guess. Yeah.
Okay. Who was he in finance? Oh, he was the waiter at the server.
Yeah, he was the waiter.
He slayed it.
Yeah, if all else fails, you know, go to acting, I guess.
The sequel
He's
of
really
that
good.
is based on the server in the breakfast cafe.
He's the new Josh Hutcherson. That'd be a gag.
Do you think Josh Hutcherson will be in the new one?
Yeah, he said.
He did?
Yeah.
I want to be in it so bad.
Yeah, I think there's. I mean,
my
we gotta cosplay again. Maybe that'll help like seal the deal.
Okay. Who are you going to cosplay as this time?
I think Foxy.
Oh, that's right. And I was going to be Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
As the employer, not as the yellow bird or whatever bunny. I guess the yellow bunny could be a cute thing.
Yeah, you should.
I could have been in this one. I could have been the girl that was the babysitter. Like I could have been her.
Tea.
You know,
yeah,
I feel like
that
that
would
could
have
have
been
been
a
my
good
vibe.
cameo for you.
Especially like my sad boy era. I could have put my black eyeliner on. I felt I could play that role. Man, I want to be in a movie so bad. Maybe Five Nights at Freddy the sequel. When does it start filming? I won't be pregnant. I promise.
Yeah, I don't. Josh said that it's just in the works. Yeah, so that I think maybe it's just being written.
What's
right
he promoting right now? I saw him on like Jimmy Fallon or something.
A random movie. I think it's called The Beekeeper.
Oh.
Really random. I don't
So
even really know
random.
what it is either. But
And did we talk about the whistle meme?
oh, I don't know if we've talked about it.
What is that? I saw Jimmy Fallon or something ask him, and
It's it's from like his Hunger Games days. It was just like this one like fan edit. It was like, "Blow my whistle, baby, and it's to a photo of Josh going like,
oh, that's it?
yeah.
Oh, how funny. That's a weird thing. Jimmy Fallon just trying to stay relevant, being like, let's go on a TikTok trend. I was like, okay, so weird.
Well, it's just because like it's so old, but it made like a big resurgence because of FNAF. Because everyone loves him again, and people brought this up again. And
I
it's
love
like,
him.
Me too. I love Joshua. He's so like baby girl coded. Like,
Yeah, we love
very
baby girl
much.
coded.
Yeah.
Are you baby girl coded?
I guess so. Yeah.
I think I
Yeah.
said you were baby girl coded the other day to someone.
Oh, I love
Who was
that.
it? Right? That's a good thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
is
he's baby
good.
girl coded. I forgot
I
what I was
love
saying.
that.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Maybe that's your merch. Is this someone's merch, your gamer girl?
No,
MatPat?
it's just Neopets.
Oh,
Yeah,
shout out Neopets. And your hoodie too looks like Skims or something. That's bouge.
It is Cotton On.
Love a cotton on. It looks so cute. I like it. Are you sad about MatPat retiring?
It is a little bit of shit. I mean, I didn't really watch him that much, but just because he's like a staple of YouTube, you know what I mean? It's sad when like someone who is just like such a good, I guess like spokesperson almost. I mean, he hosted the Streamies this past year. Like he is just like he's like a significant part of YouTube. Like, I don't know, when you think of YouTube, there's like certain like personalities and creators you think of, you know, and he's one of them. Yeah.
It's also like a comfort, like having them still
Totally.
around, you know? You're like, oh, they're like, you know, they're still here and it feels good to see them. Jenna Marbles is one. I feel that way. I know it's a hot take again, but I feel that way about Gabby Hanna. I feel that way a little bit. You know what I mean? It's like, I just was so used to seeing her.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of sad, but I'm like good for her. But then like, you know, when you do see like resurgence of her, you're like, oh, I guess she's just living her best life. But kind of sad because I feel like she's one that like genuinely loved it. You know, like she was like creative and stuff.
Yeah. Especially with like the music and like the artistry of it all.
So to me, that kind of makes me like a little sad. But you know, when there's just people that are around for so long, I guess people feel that way about like Liza Koshy. I guess she's still around, but I'm just saying like, yeah, YouTubers, you're just like,
yeah, Emma Chamberlain's kind of gone. Everyone,
oh my God,
there's a lot of people that are kind of gone. Like,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm still here till I win the lottery.
There's more influencer drama too. Did you see like the Charli Damelio scandal?
No, I was just thinking about her.
To me, I don't even know if it was a scandal. Basically, she was in the Bahamas. Let me make sure. I'm pretty sure
she's always in the Bahamas. She was in the Bahamas during COVID too, and everyone was like, "Oh my God, why are they in the
Really?
Bahamas?" Yeah, she's like a Bahama queen. Bahama mama.
Well, she was in the Bahamas on vacation, and her friend Markel posted a Snapchat video of her drunk.
Oh.
And then
how old is she?
She's 19.
Oh no.
I know, but the caveat, the drinking age in the Bahamas is 18.
Okay, we're back.
So yeah. So I'm like, but people are giving her a hard time because like people screen recorded the Snapchat and like posted it to TikTok and stuff. Like, oh, look at Charli. She's supposed to be a role model, but she's drunk.
Oh, taking it out of context.
Yeah.
Because it was in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I mean,
I kind of feel for her a little bit. I mean, it was legal, you know, so it's like.
No, it's giving very like Britany and Lindsay when they're just out having a good time and everyone's like, oh my God, look at them drunk. It's like, it's not a crime to be drunk. Like, you know what I mean? If they're legal of age.
It's not like she was doing anything like debaucherous, you know? The Snapchat was just her, like, she's kind of like slurring her words or whatever. I'm like, it's kind of, okay, like, realistically, it's like normal teenage behavior. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Or people who can like legally drink. Like, yeah, for sure. If you can drink in the Bahamas at 18, like, of course you're going to get like drunk because you can. I'd say it's more on the friend because it's also like, I mean, did you get permission when she wasn't intoxicated? And like, you know, that's a little shady knowing that she has such a brand,
that's
you know?
Because like, especially if you know that her followers are like young and stuff, like don't set the girl up, you know what I mean?
That's how I feel too. Like if you saw me doing something weird or like, you know, or just being like wild and it's like, oh, but she's a mom now, but I'm like not trying to show that I'm like a wild person and you post it, I would be like a little like, if it was me drunk. Cause like, I'm not saying moms can't get drunk, you know what I mean? Like you're out or whatever. Yeah, have fun. But if you like post it when that's like not my image I'm trying to do, then I'd be like a little like.
Yeah. Snapchat is the scene of a lot of crime.
Messy.
Literally the scene of a lot of crimes.
I'm suing them. I think I'm going to sue them. Look, okay, a lot of people, even the haters were like, oh, you have money.
I have to show you.
Me.
I saw the crazy one. Yeah, there's like the crazy. You might have seen it already, but.
No, I don't think so. It's not the one I tweeted.
Oh, Trisha Paytas arrested at gunpoint.
What? Let me see. And that's that Trish Cam account. Is this how recent was this?
I saw it on Reddit the other day.
Oh
so
my
it must have been
God.
Arrested. Oh,
wait, arrested at gunpoint. Okay, there's definitely a gunpoint story I've told, but I wasn't arrested. What?
Isn't that wild?
Okay, that is crazy that they can just put that stuff out there and like monetize that. Trish Cam has 60,000 followers on Snapchat because one of the people that helps us monetize our content, he was like, oh, we can monetize this. He thought it was ours. And I was like, that's not our account. Like it has 60,000 followers. They post all the time. Snapchat highlights them. They posted our gender reveal.
God.
They post my pregnant belly.
And they're very highly produced. Like there's a narrator.
Someone's actually like editing and like
editing, narrating everything.
It's someone's job to create this.
We're going to make sure we get all that money that they're collecting because I was like, that's so messed up. Like Snapchat banned me for like linking to Linktree. Okay, fine. But then to like put all my content on there and like monetize it when it's like you have to verify who you are on every other platform. You have to show ID on TikTok, on Twitter, even like just everything you do, you have to show that it's you. And anything. How is that not regulated on Snapchat? Like, how is that not only not regulated, but like something highly produced like that is allowed on Snapchat and stuff like that? My face and also just the clickbait of it all. Like, it's like literally just it's called Trish Cam and people go on there.
And the copyright of it. I mean, it is infringement
at the very least
on your
it's my material.
All your content,
and it's not fair use at that point when you're like lying.
No, it's straight up. And when I saw that, I was like, oh my gosh. And I saw this Trish Cam stuff and I'm like, and Snapchat's known to promote like pregnancy and pregnant people or even people, so like the fact that they're like monetizing like my pregnancy and stuff like that, I'm like, it pisses me off. And I don't really know because I'm like, I guess I have to talk to a lawyer. I really don't like lawsuits. I don't like lawsuits because they are so expensive and Snapchat has just like obviously so much money. And like that's why it's annoying. And that's why I'll just keep bringing it up because it's like one of those things where I'm just like, it probably like, you'd have to find someone like pro bono, like Jeff did or something to just do it. Otherwise, it would cost you, like, I've done lawsuits where it costs you like $1 million and then you just like end up settling and then you get no money. And I've done some where I've won and I've got no money from it. So granted, Snapchat's big, so it's like a little different, but
You shouldn't even say that. We're going after you.
We're going after you. I'll keep talking about it because it's a mess up thing. Or if there's a lawyer out there that wants to do this pro bono or some shit, because it's actually like pisses me off. That pisses me off too. It's like this content, like it actually is so much work and it costs money. Like gender reveal, we do the big party for the content and like costs money for that. It's just like so annoying to be like ripped off in that sense. Like this is literally my job and I spend like so much money on it and stuff like that and just trying to make more money or whatever. And like to see someone just like rip it off and be able to do it and those headlines that they use, like that one they arrested, but there was like another one was like, oh, she has to sell a car to afford her baby. And I'm just like, this is like I think someone sued tabloids and won like Star Magazine or something.
Meghan
So it's like
Markle did.
Did she?
Yeah, she won her lawsuit.
Do you know how much?
Let me see.
I'm gonna assume.
It was I think the
it
Sun or
will.
Daily Mail or something.
Snapchat's got the money, we know, where you're paying creators like David Dobrik, who's awful, and it's like, okay, so we're gonna, and the stuff that they promote on there is wild and crazy. So I'm just like, I'm suing for sure.
Oh, she only sued for like a symbolic amount. She didn't want
Like
actual
$1?
money. Yeah.
Well, I'm not suing
We're
for
not doing
$1.
that.
We're suing for $1 billion. Okay, I am so annoyed. It's some messed up shit. It makes me so mad. And Snapchat has money right now.
It's literally libel. So.
All right. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I'll look into it. If you're a lawyer out there and know anything about this, well, maybe it's a
definitely a
thing. If you
case.
guys know, I'm really bad at this kind of stuff. But if anyone out there knows, send me an email. Trisha Paytas, YouTube@yahoo.com. My Birkin's also for sale through that. I can't wait for Pride Month. We're gonna just display the Birkin here. Be like, here it is. Here's the Birkin. I tweeted the Birkin the other day about something. I don't know what it was, but I was like, here's my rainbow. I don't know. Man, that rainbow Birkin. It's not for sale for $100,000. That's the minimum I'm taking.
Well,
for.
especially we never even talked about it, but after being the number 2 gay podcast according to Grande,
I know.
Yeah.
We were right behind Trixie and Katya.
Yeah, so the Birkin is extra symbolic.
I think that's when I tweeted it. I was like, look at me with my gay pride. I loved it. It was all like drag queens and then me in there.
It was
made me
so funny
excited.
because people kept messaging me of like, oh, you guys were in before the official reveal of the podcast lineup was announced or whatever. I was like, how do you guys know this? Like, where do you see it? And I guess you had to be like on Grindr. I'm like, oh, that
Wait,
explains it.
really? It was on Grindr? What a flex.
For like the end of 2023.
Oh my God. How many of my exes you think were on Grindr and saw me there? They're like, wow.
Same, actually.
She made it. Yeah. right. You're right. We made it.
That was so funny.
Kind of love that though.
Me too.
Grindr's a flex.
I didn't know you had to be like in the act because I kept Googling. Like, I thought it was like, the Oscars or something. Like, where would you see the nominations? But
if we have an award show, we could call it the Oscars.
Oh, period.
That's
yeah.
cute. We call it the Troskers.
Yes.
That's cute.
In case any copyright infringement.
Right, for sure. That's so fun. We can't give it away to any movies though because we see different movies. You'd give it to Taylor Swift.
It more. It'd be like freaking No Hard Feelings and like Color Purple being the same category.
If Color Purple doesn't win, that's gonna be so crazy. Iron Claw not even getting nominated is crazy to me.
Well, Zach, you can come to the Troskers. You'll win Best Actor
my
over
God.
here.
I would love to. Zac Efron keeps getting brought up. I think it was yesterday too. It keeps getting brought up. Everyone I know is like talking about Zac Efron or someone they know that knows Zac Efron. I was like,
It boy.
I love him. He is an it boy. Okay. So TikTok, not only is it TikTok news, it's kind of Trish news, just Trish news.
I know.
He's our
gagged.
just Trish celebrity, and I was like, oh no.
I was gagged when I saw this.
Yeah.
Matthew Stevens, who is, oh my God, what episode? How long ago was that when he came on?
That was like September before I was pregnant. Yeah.
Yeah. Around
Donny Osmond time, so like mid-September, late September. Yeah.
He's the one that started the Givenchy Boots fundraiser.
So sweet.
The We Are the World
Loved
moment.
it. Yeah, that was great. Made me cry.
Came, visited, was on the Just Trish set.
On the Just Trish set.
Yeah.
It was really nice. He actually flew himself out. I should note that, okay, just so we paint a good character of him. I offered to fly him out, get him car service, hotel, and he literally booked all his own accommodations. And so, again, I don't mind. Obviously, if you're on our show, I'd love to do it. I always offer it to everyone, but he booked it all himself, so that should be noted.
Yes, he is very, very sweet.
But also business savvy. We love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
His TikTok went viral because he was explaining his history with Mikayla. I always forgot how to pronounce her last name. Niguero.
Niguero? Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Is she Hispanic?
I could be making that
Oh,
up.
I thought, yeah, maybe.
Mikayla, how do you say it?
I always thought it would be like Irish, like the Keegan. I thought it might be like Nuffin or something like that.
Niguera, right? Niguera?
Niguero? Maybe she's Latina. I don't know. Maybe. She never talks about it. Her nationality. When did that be? Wow. 23andMe.
Oh my God.
Okay, Mikayla
Neguera. Oh my
who I've
God.
asked to be on the podcast, left unseen.
Oh, really?
I don't think she does podcasts. I think she doesn't. It's just smart, honestly. Like sometimes people talk way too much on podcasts. Like we need to know. Like the Chainsmokers saying they had like a threesome with a fan. So I'm like,
yeah.
okay, less. Everyone's like the celebrities need to talk less, and I agree.
Except when they come here.
Yeah, come on here.
And talk more.
Yeah,
but.
Zac Efron, come here, or Mikayla.
But basically, Matthew Stevens had called her out because she had promised that she would do a review of his product, Illusion Bronze, and it was like 4 months of her agreeing that she would review the product. And there came a point where she was like, okay, like I am definitely going to be posting it tomorrow. And
she said that? She had said that at one point?
Yes.
Do you know when?
It was the most recent one, in December, I believe.
That might have been the kiss of death. Because I have different opinions on this. Okay, so
Same.
interesting.
I kind of waffle back and forth, but she said there was the one that really pushed him to take like a loan and go into debt was because she specifically said like,
he's in debt. He said.
He said he's in $10,000 debt because he took out a loan because when Mikayla said like I will be posting my review tomorrow, and Mikayla has said before that she gets anxious about promoting small businesses because sometimes she promotes them and they can't handle the volume of orders. So he was worried about that happening and then making Mikayla look bad. So he already like had an offer from Shopify to take out a $10,000 loan so he could get the product ready. So he had taken that loan and he had made the order to have enough products available. And then that next day came and Mikayla never posted the review. Yeah.
Wow, TikTok is divided on this, and I get it.
I get it too.
I'm like divided, and I have to obviously be pro Matthew Stevens. He came on the show. I can't say anything bad against him. You know what I mean? Okay, I'll take myself out of knowing him. Mikayla definitely effed it because I didn't get the full like scope. I was just seeing it on my FYP, so I didn't really get the full scope of it. And my first thing was like, I just know people have sent me product, and I'm just like, well, you know, like I just don't review it. Sometimes even like you said, like could you do a shout out, and then I like forget or I just didn't like the product, or I don't know, or just I'm lazy or something. So sometimes people just send you product, and like you don't have to. So a lot of times people back in the day, YouTubers would put disclaimers like, you know, I don't have to review your product if you send it to me. Yeah. So sometimes I get sent products, even if I order from somewhere once, they'll like send me products after. And I just like won't post or something like that. So my initial thought was like, well, no one's obligated to post, even if you send something. Maybe I did promote something, and it obviously wasn't paid. Someone sent me something, and I just really thought the product was like not good. But I kind of felt bad, and I was like, oh man, they kept like asking me to post, and I felt bad. I was like, I guess, do I send it back or whatever? I'm like, let me just post. And it wasn't anything crazy. Some people might like it. It's not like something where I'm like, this is just a shit product. It just like didn't work for what I needed it to work for. And so I posted it, and I was kind of like, but it's like, it was cute, but I was like, I don't know. I didn't really like it. We don't like, you know what product I'm talking about. I was like, this is not a good product. And I posted it because I felt bad. So I was like, well, people don't have to post. And what if like she didn't like it or something? You know what I mean? That was like my first thought. But hearing this, because I think you told me this too, that he said that she said that she was going to post, like she said. So if you like verbally tell someone like, yeah, I'll post it, then I think like,
and
yeah.
she specifically said, I'm going to leave a generous review.
Oh.
In the text.
Is this text? Oh
text.
my
He showed the
God.
text messages. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Because even when companies like the Dr. Brown one, not sponsored, but they sent us like a bunch of baby bottles, but they didn't even ask for a review. But like, that's different. That's a big company. Okay, we're talking about small business here. Okay, so that's bad.
It's just bad to like say specifically
I'm gonna review and be generous and
it wasn't. It was like it was a span of 4 months, right? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna get to. It was like a first, like I'm definitely gonna review it.
Yeah.
Like the follow up, I'm gonna get to it next week, and then it was like I'm definitely posting the review tomorrow. You know what I mean?
No.
So it's like,
yeah.
And from her perspective, I get it because like I kind of get. Again, like I'm kind of similar to you where like if someone was doing that to me, I would want to like make them happy, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, I'll definitely do it. Like, you know, like trying to like appease them.
Yeah.
So, but
then just do it at that point. Like someone said, you did this video, this 4-minute, but like you literally could have just done that video for him.
Or at least maybe like, even if you feel uncomfortable with a full dedicated TikTok, like if you just Instagram storied it or even like, you know, stored it anywhere, you know?
Well, I think, yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he got the last laugh on this because not only did she do the video, like it was weird. So her video, he made a couple videos about her, and then she finally made a video back like a day or two ago.
Yeah.
And it was a weird video because on one hand, she's like, yeah, this product is great. But then she's like, he's a liar. What was she calling him a liar for?
The thing that which I can understand her point, the thing that she kind of called him out on was that Matthew had alleged that she was getting spray tans instead of using his product because...
he did? What did he say? But I didn't see that part. What did he say?
He said that she looked like she was posting videos where she was like visibly tanner without even like mentioning the product, whatever, but she looked tanner and he thought that she was getting spray tan because she looked kind of like orange. But Mikayla, in her response, said, no, like that. He said that I was getting spray tan. I've never got a spray tan. I've been using this product.
But why did he care if she was getting a spray tan?
Because he didn't want her promoting the product and looking orange, because then that would make people not want to buy his product.
When is this? Like, what timeline is this? He's just like, oh, you look orange, don't promote my product, or what?
I don't think he said it. He just was, he was nervous that she was going to promote it while looking orange, I guess. Oh. But then it was just the color grading. Like, she showed a before and after. She's like, I'm going to take the color grading off, and then you're going to see what it looked like. And she looked normal, you know? So,
oh my God, I didn't get into any of these details. I was missing all of this on the FYP.
That part, I feel like, is when maybe we lost the plot a little bit. Like, you know.
That always happens. There's always a plot. Because, like, I definitely would be on his side for this, you know, and then that's the problem. Then, like, a little thing happens, and I'm like, oh, no, now you're the liar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that part kind of lost me, but other than that,
that's not the worst thing.
No,
I just didn't know.
It's just like a or like an assumption, I should say. It's like a wrong assumption.
But then didn't watch her video when I'm like, she's like, he lied about me. I was like, oh my God, what had happened?
I know.
Like,
so it was just that part that was like.
So would you say her rebuttal back was like a positive review, or was it like she's angry with him?
She's like, I don't owe anyone. At the end of the day, I don't owe anyone a review, which is true. But you can't agree to it.
Snarky, which like, you can't rely on your small business to be supported by me. Like, oh, okay, like. She's young, and I think she just has a little like fiery attitude in her. But because I didn't advise him to take out the $10,000 or whatever like that. Which like that's true too. But like if you know, okay, tomorrow it's like when we have a big episode, right? We know it's gonna like do well and stuff like that. It's just like you just like not that we like do anything else different. It's like we like put let's cash a check right now for this or whatever. But you know, I think when you like know like okay, it's coming tomorrow, like be prepared. That makes sense for sure.
Yeah,
like that's what we're doing with our Blink cups. I ordered like 20 Blink cups. And I was like, maybe we should order like 100. Maybe people will want to buy those. I don't know. So now we're waiting. Anyways, but so I get that for sure. But I mean, if it's your last $10,000 and you're going in debt, maybe don't invest it. But you know what I mean. But I do think he's very smart because like he got Mama Tot to review, and I was like, Mama Tot, you know her on TikTok? She reviewed his tanner, and so he seems to be very good at like marketing. And even with all this, maybe probably wasn't his intention, but maybe, I don't know, who knows? I mean, it went viral, and I see so many comments. Especially people who don't like Mikayla, even people who do like Mikayla, but even people who don't like Mikayla, like, I'm going to support your business and stuff like that.
It literally reminds me of like Mascara Gate, where it's like if you, either way, like you like her and then want to try it, or you don't like her and you want to do a shady, like, well, Mikayla didn't review it, but I'm going to review it. You know what I mean?
And then he probably got so much sales.
Imagine, like,
I'm sure he sold out.
I'm like, okay, I kind of understood like Matthews, just because Mikayla, and it is, I think, like a people pleasing kind of thing and like a young kind of thing, where it's just like you say stuff that you don't necessarily mean, but she like oversold it. You know what I mean? She's like, my parents came from small business. Like, I definitely want to support small business. I'm gonna leave a generous review. Like, she just oversold it and like overpromised.
That's the bad part. Yeah.
So,
but I used to be like that. I totally used to be like that.
That's
for
why
sure.
I get it, because I've been like that too. I'm like, oh my God, I totally, like, I'm gonna, especially when someone comes at you directly. You want to like,
sure. Me with Nikocado, like, I love you, can't wait to be here, you know. And then it comes and you're just like, it's a lot.
It is very that vibes. Like, she just oversold, overpromised, and then it kind of like, you know, bit her in the butt a little bit.
Because then I was like, well, I didn't tell you to buy a first class ticket here. You know what I mean? I just thought you were visiting. But then, you did.
At the end of the day,
you got them excited and
you made a promise that you couldn't keep.
Totally. That's why I tell everyone, even here, when they want to be my friend or like, let's hang out. I'm like,
you've been better.
I'm like, I don't hang out. Like, I love the idea of it. We'll never hang out. The worst texter, don't open DMs. Like, I'm just really, really bad. Just so you know up front. Because that's just like the truth of it. I just don't want anyone to ever think that I'm like, not that I don't want to be people. Anyways, that's all tangent. But definitely not. And I will say Matthew Stevens has been really great with that. Like, he'll like text me or DM me, and I'll see sometimes like I do respond. I'm never like just a total bitch and don't respond, but I like respond like, you know, here
once
and there.
And
he's very much like, I know you don't like text, and like he's very sweet about it, and he's never like, you know, whatever. So it's always very nice and gets it. So I've had great experiences with Matthew Stevens, but I think he's smart. I think with this kind of stuff. Yeah, I think he's smart. I think he's smart at marketing and
the product is good. I still use mine all the time.
My
Illusion Bronze. Yeah, and I do like. I meant to use it today, but I didn't have enough time to let it settle and wash it off.
Oh, that would have been great. Look at me.
But I did use it last week, and I liked it a lot. But
my mom likes it. She uses it. I'm kind of just like loyal to my Jergens. It's not anything about him. And honestly, my Jergens can be orange. So you know what I mean? I don't want him to think, because look, there's like oranginess right there. But I think I'm so scared to try tanners and stuff like that. So like my mom loves it though, for real. Like said my mom the whole batch.
I really like it.
Yeah, and you love it. So it looks good. The color looks good. Even on Mikayla, when she took the gradient off, I was like, oh, that looks really good.
Yeah, when she took the filter off.
So maybe I need to. I don't know. Is it messy? I don't know. I should probably try it.
No, you should try it. Actually,
it doesn't get on anything.
No, like once it's like on, some like transfer a lot. Like this doesn't like transfer. Like it doesn't transfer to my, like if I sit on like a sheet or something, like it doesn't transfer to fabric.
At all?
No, not really. Like I remember at first I was scared because I was like, oh, like it looked kind of like green tinted at first, and I was scared. But then once 2 hours I washed it off, and it like looked just very natural.
How do you put it on? Because Jergens you put on wet after the shower.
It's I put it on after I shower, but like I dry off, and then I just like use the mitt and like. It's like a foam.
The mitt always gets me. I just use my like Jergens and just rub it all over.
Yeah, it's not like a lotion. It's like a foam, but it's quick.
It looks good. It looks better than my Jergens.
Yeah, it is. I really like it a lot.
Not drying, because I have dry skin too.
No. I mean, I moisturize after like I wash it off just because it lasts longer. But
I don't moisturize either. That's why I'm dry. No lotion. Yeah, so maybe that's why. I don't exfoliate. I don't use lotion, so I think I'm the worst candidate for spray tans. Just dry. Even my Jergens, like my leg is like a dinosaur right now. Like it looks crazy. It looks insane. I don't know why. And I keep doing the Jergens. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should try the illusion bronzer.
You should give it a whirl.
But Mama Tot loved it. I love that. It seems like people like it. It seems like he's like, at least knows what he's doing with marketing. And I think like probably wasn't a fortunate situation anyways. He probably would rather have Mikayla give a glowing review. But well, I'm glad we ended on a more positive note. We had ups and downs. Where'd my sticker go? Moses kept taking my mom. Oh, mom. Oh my God, I called you mom, Moses. Just how you sound, Mom. Show the sticker, patreon.com/justtrish. That's our sticker for February. You have until February 10th to sign up for it. All headshots, Valentine cards, stickers will be sent out February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, so you'll get it a little late. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Trish for an extended podcast. I had a lot of topics. We didn't talk about Jelly Roll. I wanted to talk about Shanna Mokler on the Dumb Blonde podcast. Yeah. We have producer questions over there for women digging tunnels under. Have you seen that? Digging tunnels on TikTok? Oh, okay. I was nodding. We just talked about that on this Hot Topics. Okay. We'll talk about it over there.
About that.
We didn't even talk about Kristen Stewart calling Twilight gay. So more queerness over there. If you want to join the queer podcast, maybe that should be our extended Patreon, the queer podcast. Let's change our name to that.
Queer.
Just queer. I'm like, no, Trish is not a representation. Nobody wants me. It's like, no, thank you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I felt like I had to say one other thing. All right. Well, we'll see you guys on our patreon.com/Trish, and we'll see you next week on Hot Topics. Oh, no, we'll see you for a guest. Bye. And our Tumblr is coming soon. Okay, bye.